Give me a little beat.
Hello all and welcome to the Whyachi stream 10.0. 10 straight episodes, 10 weeks of our lives, 5 hours every weekend, so much alcohol you wouldn't even believe. It's gonna be a good episode. We got the tournament scheduled up here, and Jake is missing, but who we do have tonight, we have the old man Sheriff Terry himself.
Hey y'all.
We got the pump guy Dick, and what they call him down in Mexico is Juan Dick. We got Tom, our UK Tom there, as always.
Evening all.
And of course, Big Hands and Tiny Trevor.
That's us.
This episode is sponsored by our sponsors here, the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, and Jim Beam Bourbon.
Taco Bell?
Jesus.
That's it,
Probably don't want to mix the two.
Monster?
God.
Without further ado, let's hop into it. What do we got here?
Well, this was a big deal. We got the other half of the bracket. I mean, both your bots fought this episode. It's no spoiler. You lasted 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Tell you what. That was probably the best 10 seconds he had all year.
Oh, there's a high-flying bot.
So, what do we think? Did we really ever talk about? I mean, we know that Black Dragon we think is pretty great. It's durable. Did we ever talk about Ripperoni? What we think of Ripperoni, concept, and all that stuff?
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a big
rookie season.
Yeah,
Great rookie season they had.
Very clever ideas in there as well.
It's got a little goofy look to it, you know, with the big wheel, small wheel. It's got some pizza stick going on there. So, I mean, they came in the right way, you know, and they're using the counter gyro, which certainly helps them with that big vert spinning. They had their
if you're gonna
opportunities
have a big vert, you pretty much need to have some sort of counter gyro.
This match really, I mean, there was only one way Black Dragon was going to win, and they had basically about 6 seconds to do it, or there wouldn't have been a count out. So, yeah, any longer, and definitely would have been ripperonis.
So the speculation is that the counter gyro has gone out, and that's why it's getting so swirly.
Yeah.
The motor fell off entirely for their counter disc, and Anna showed it on the post show. The motor fell off completely, so they're wobbling all over the place right now.
Oh yeah, it's black. It's missing. Oh no, it's there now, but
They were having a lot of issues with it. I don't know if the counter made it through it a full fight quite yet.
okay. The fire. When the fire happens, I speculate, and I believe this happened to me once. I believe that a spark hit the battery because of the way that it lights up. Just watch it. I had that exact thing happen in Taxes. A spark, I believe, a titanium spark went right into the battery and just boom. Because just watch when they start on fire, it's just like that one. You see that spray a spark?
Well,
I think it went right into a battery.
Were they trying to ignite their propane at the same time, or
Do they
whatever
have they don't have a flamethrower.
Are you
They do
sure?
have a
you
flamethrower.
They do, yeah.
Not in
I
this
just
fight.
don't use
though.
it that often. Yeah, I think they do.
Oh, so that might be a propane
Yeah,
fire.
they do have
Okay.
one.
Yeah, maybe it was the spark. Maybe the propane was leaking and the spark ignited it. Because that would explain why there's no white smoke here.
Yeah, I don't know if that's batteries.
All right.
Doesn't really look like it.
Now,
Oh, hold on. Does anyone know this? I think that they've answered this, but is the 2 different size wheels like being geared differently? Is that for anything, or were they just like, this will look funny?
Probably just to be different, something different.
yeah,
I remember, like, in a post fight, he was like, "Oh, I've worked so hard in the spot. Like, the gearing on the wheels took so much work, and like, if it's for shits and giggles, that's kind of funny. Like, oh, it was so difficult to make it aesthetically do this funny thing."
Yeah.
It may be to help with the balance as well a little bit. If it gets tipped over one side, it's got a big wheel to get more contact. I'm not too sure. But
Oh yeah, because it would
one theory.
want to lay on that side. You might be right that wheel might have needed to be bigger, because it would lay off the counter spinner. Now I believe the announcers are wrong here. They say they got to show some movement or they're going to get counted out. If you don't get off the shelf in 10 seconds, isn't that the rule?
Correct.
I believe so.
Yeah, you've
yeah.
got to
It's
get off
not
the shelf
about movement,
entirely.
it's the shelf.
Yeah, that's why it's flashing red.
Yeah, you've got to get off the shelf. Even if you're moving on the shelf, you're going to get
Yeah.
counted out.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
I think it's a shorter than normal. So normally you have your 20-second grace period and then your 10-second count out.
Right.
I don't think you get the grace period.
I think it's 10 and then a count out.
Is it 20 maybe? 10 and or 10 seconds and then a 10-second count out?
Does anybody know? Chat?
Aaron
I
Hill
feel
would
like
know.
they sped it up a little bit because it was so close to the end of the fight.
Yeah, wait, yeah, that might be true because I think Blip was stuck on the shelf for a full 30.
Right. Yep.
So it's probably the same as like lack of movement on the count out, but on the shelf.
Okay.
In theory, you should be able to move on the shelf, and if you can't get off the shelf, you're still counted out.
Jessica, it was a real heartbreaker of a fight. As a Ripperoni fan, they've had a great season. I was just gutted they couldn't go that little bit further. But a great fight all round.
Yeah, I'd be curious to talk to them about a postmortem. I'm sure they'll do something.
No, I
Because-
mean, you can't ask for a better rookie season, really.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Very, very popular team. Lots of new fans. Really good stuff by them.
Well, and none of them are really rookie builders either, right? Like,
Right?
it's just-
Yeah.
Right.
They've been around.
Yeah. Fred from Valkyrie. I think
Yeah.
Anna's from Uppercut, right?
You.
And then
That's true.
the Star
You've got
Child
the
guy.
P1 guys.
Oh gosh, yeah. Brandon.
So it's
P1.
it's a rookie bot, not
Rookie
a
bot.
Rookie
Not a
bot,
rookie.
not
Right.
not rookie people.
Yeah.
kind of like Fusion will be a rookie bot next year.
Yeah, I get it.
Well,
Different bot.
whatever it's called. On that note, I do have a name for it.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't know if I want to reveal it.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
Okay, cool.
So
Next we got-
this fight here, watching and rewind, the announcers seem to totally ignore the 2 outside forks. on this bot because they're like they don't mention anything until one of the long forks, and they're like, oh, they're gonna have to knock some of these forks off. Like, dude, you already knocked 2 of them off because it starts with 4.
Yeah.
Yes, only when they knock off the one long one that they really start to. They've lost one already there. They're down to 3.
Where is it then?
It just went flying off right away.
No, they really have Monsoon dialed in this year. You know, better than ever.
Yeah, this was
ground
this
game
result,
certainly helps.
This result was no surprise to me. I kind of thought this was how this was going to go.
I was quick to doubt Monsoon this year, but they've really been impressive.
No, and they've made some vast improvements on that bot. The old bot was probably, I seen some pictures, it was probably twice the size, so they really compacted it down.
And this, I'm just going to throw this out. I'd really like to have somebody from Monsoon on one of our streams. I think it'd be really great. Tom, that's on you. You must know them, right?
Yeah,
I've seen Tom Brewster
enough
hanging around in
time down
Discord.
at,
I'll throw him an invite.
They spent enough time with the, down at the fireside there by Tuscany.
It's now okay. Controversial question: are these both UK bots? Should they both be considered UK bots?
Yeah.
They're both UK bots, right? Yeah.
Cobalt started from the UK and went to an American team.
I think it's totally fair.
It still has a UK driver.
Right, but, maybe not next year.
They
but
won't next year.
If I drive my Mercedes in town, I don't call it a US car. Even if I make modifications to it. It was designed and built in the UK.
Ah, that's compelling. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, even if I change the engine and put turbos on it and bought all kinds of other stuff, I'd still call it a German car.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yeah. Well, they've got a Union Jack on it. That's why I figured the question needed to be asked.
Yeah.
So,
Garrick
Tom,
says
are
it's
you happy
American.
to see your UK bots on BattleBots? Tom.
Oh, I'm really glad that UK bots are there. It's well, now that we've lost Robot Wars again, it's great to see the UK guys mixing it up over there with the elites and the best of the best. Hope one day we get a UK giant nut win and we'll bring it home.
Would you watch it anyways without UK bots?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah. Any Robot Combat's good Robot Combat, unless it's Clash bots. That show was a train wreck.
Well, can you rank your favorite to least favorite UK bot in BattleBots this season?
Oh, this season, that's going to be very tough. I always love John Reed and Beta, just because of how long they've been there. So that'd be pretty high. Cobalt again. You're asking me to pick between my favorite kids. I'm just glad they're all there.
There's a movie based on that, dude.
Oh,
She had to pick.
on
Sophie
that
had
note,
to pick.
I have a big announcement.
You
I'm
pregnant?
expecting.
More cats?
No, a kid.
What?
Yeah. Sometime in the next 25 years, I'm hoping.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I was about to say, not the X again, Reeve.
No.
Yeah, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, no.
We're doing
You're
bingo.
expecting to be expecting.
Well, I mean, it's a possibility. You can't count it out just yet.
So
It's not looking good.
How are you and Daniel
I'm
getting
hanging
along?
in there.
Before this
Me
match?
and-
How
Me
are
and
the
Daniel?
Yeah.
Really good. Same as normal. He's our smoking buddy, so you go outside, you smoke with Daniel, everything's all good there. I think he was a little razzled though, because I walked up to him with a big old pipe wrench, and that might have scared him a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen him before matches before, and he gets super nervous, and he's really was bad with this one.
Justifiably so, because with Fusion, if it doesn't start on fire, it probably doesn't go well.
Yeah. Oh, you want to vent on it? So you need to make a little scoop. I'm just so happy that you have batteries intact.
Yeah, some people are like, you caught a fire. That's not a fire. Oh, yeah. So everybody, this is how you're supposed to act after a fight, by the way.
Oh, you want to vent on it? Oh, Scoot. I'm just so happy that you have batteries intact.
Trevor and I
Terry,
were,
go ahead.
Put your mustache back on, Terry.
Trevor and I were
Yeah.
editing a pre-show hype video, and there was a video that we used of Daniel and Reese talking before the fight, and we had to edit out them like joking and smiling to make it seem like there was like a very tense conversation. Like there's like we had to cut very tightly between like Reese making a joke and Daniel laughing, and like Daniel like patting him on the shoulder like that.
Well,
too.
and here's the thing. So they didn't air it. They didn't air a lot of my interview, actually. Funny thing was, Daniel came up to me and he's like, I'm looking forward to this fight just because you, not a good driver. Your brother Jake, good driver. But you're a fighter, not a driver. And yeah, one of the mental things going into this fight for Daniel is I normally have forks on. I took the forks off, so he knew I was going weapon to weapon, or trying to, at least. And I think that might have got inside his head a little bit.
Well, it was working.
I did notice
Let's
that.
just talk about that.
Well, it's
wondering where your
working
folks
up
had
until
gone.
the caps exploded on the speed controls again.
And so we did have a breakthrough at the shop this week. I ran into the office like a little schoolgirl. Said, I got a breakthrough here.
How he normally runs, just by the way.
Yeah. It's
Pinpointed
definitely
the fire.
it's definitely the capacitors on the speed controllers. Now I'm
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
hesitant because I don't
Reese,
want to share this information.
Reese,
This
hang
is
on.
top secret.
I got a package for this.
So we're skipping the fight where it explodes and going straight to talking about why.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, we got time.
Go ahead, tell your story now.
So this was my autopsy on a speed controller we had. These are the Scorpion 300s, the golds. We ran these in the Piglet for that egg beater test, and you can see there the red positive wire is just shot completely out of it. As we get inside here, these you can start to see some things. There's basically a plasma cut hole through the board, through everything, where the capacitor either discharged or it shot the foil back through the speed controller. And that is yep, that's your Eureka there. And so right there, that's where the FETs sit, the second set of FETs. There's a curved channel right below that capacitor. Like just like the foil shot straight back through it.
And of course, there's urethane on these caps that, you know, for strength and shock absorption. And then they're sitting in another shock absorb isolated bracket. So they're still seeing too much shock for those type of caps.
Yeah. And so the last stream I was saying, you know, why do they even need caps? And Jameson chimed in and said, well, it's for filtering, and I don't like them. I don't like them because I've had a lot of fires because of them. There's a beagle.
Yeah, he's all excited.
But how this ties into this fight here. This was not your typical fusion fire. This was not your random spontaneous combustion here. What happened was Minotaur, what I did not know during this fight was that Minotaur was inverted. And had I known that, I probably would have used the horizontal. But I went vert to vert, weapon to weapon, and that just it thunderstruck my bot and shook the caps and just blew up. So,
but we did have another positive development this week, and that our latest speed controllers came in, and we're in the process of testing them right now. These are brand
So-
new pre-production models.
So we are a go for Fusion 2023, which
That ever happens.
will not be called Fusion. I'm thinking, okay, so Fusion makes a noise, right? The new bot will make a noise much more incredible because the weapons are about a half an inch apart from each other, and the air is going to chop against each other, and it's going to sound like a freight train. And so I'm going to reveal it. What about Tone Deaf for a bot name?
That definitely
That's
matches.
what Terry's shaking his head.
No? No feels?
Here's
No
my
feels?
vote. Here's my vote. If we need to change the name from Fusion because the bot is changed too drastically for some reason, we need to change off of Fusion to something else. I'm thinking Thunderstruck.
I like that.
I like Thunderstruck. By the way, that was also my idea.
Reese, you got a question here. A few people have asked us, asking about using dry ice to keep Fusion cool.
It's not necessarily the constant heat issue where, I mean, it's mostly a shock issue.
Right.
Right now, it's a shock. Right. I would rather have a lipo fire than a speed control fires.
Now our speed controllers are mounted. They're mildly shock mounted. They're surrounded by foam and they're in a little rubber isolated basket on top of the horizontal, but it apparently is not enough.
Well, the thing does hit surprisingly hard for the size of its weapons. And we hope to continue that with the new design. The weapons will probably be a little bit bigger.
Probably.
So is this like maybe a confirmation bias thing from my side, or has anyone else noticed that Fusion tends to pop more when it's upside down?
That could be because it actually ends up upside down pretty often, and the drum is then grinding on the floor. There's not enough clearance there, and that might be a separate issue.
Interesting. Okay, because
Or just like some nubs help?
the tantrum fight, it's upside down. Pop. This one, it
That
pops
was
upside down.
driver error. That was me. I was on top of him. I tried spinning up the drum in a last ditch effort,
Sure.
and the drum was locked between
okay.
on tantrum. And so when I tried spinning it up, the speed it couldn't go anywhere, and it just blew up.
Does anybody have a clip of the really basic 3D rendering of the new Fusion that maybe you run
I
on?
really don't want to show it. I
Okay,
did
well-
send it to Dick though.
I do have it. Well, he's looking for that. A lot of people ask, why do I make these? Why do I make these side by sides? See, side by side. This is the same fight. This is the same moment in this fight. So here exclusively, you get both these views.
Also, Fusion can drive somewhat at this moment, but once again, my wheel is stuck in the floor.
Hear those shots?
Oh, I did have
Yeah.
another.
Kill saw.
Interesting.
And
yeah,
then
you got the-
something happened here where the speed controller must have jammed up, just melted, fried away the receiver wires.
Right.
And so I could not shut the weapons off at that point. And I told John Remar, the ref, I'm like, I can't shut it off, man. So I have a perspective change on Fusion. What I'm gonna try and play it out as. This was the beta model. This was us doing trials and tribulations for 3 years to figure out the optimum changes we need to make. And now we got it. Now we really got it figured out. with the
So,
new
Terry,
fusion.
How long will we fight Hydra when they don't understand how high the opponent's going to go?
What do you mean? They haven't figured it out yet?
Yeah, it's still, gotta move the camera up. Well, it's bots
This
already
is-
out of range.
This is super zoomed out too. You know, yeah,
Everybody-
more than normal.
Everybody that's asking, I think that's the ceiling clip right there. And we got Rachel. What's your story about the confirmation on that?
Yeah, I
Story?
remember standing somewhere with Jake. I don't know if we were like outside in Battery after a fight or if we were up by the driver's box for another fight. But someone from that's like, they call them safety bots, the crew that goes inside and like does all that stuff in the box between the fights. Someone came up and said, "Hey, they found a dent in the ceiling." And
Yeah.
we suggested that it was around the place that the very, very tall death roll fights or death roll flips had occurred.
Wasn't it
So
Mark
I don't
Jeffries?
striking of a dent, if it was just like a little like
No,
Tap.
it was. I always get it wrong. It's not Chuck and Nola's kid. It's Nola
Oh.
and somebody else's kid. He's
The
the,
cool guy.
like the
Yeah,
big
with
7
muscle.
foot tall guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to find a
Right.
picture of him. He's
I
a
mean,
really cool
right
guy.
after this fight, I'm standing back there by the normal spot, and photographer comes over there and shows me several close-ups of it, and what I seen was the bot was certainly past the lights. I mean, the trusses for the ceiling are at 16 feet, okay, and
From
the
what
lights
we
hang
know.
below that, and Death Roll was sitting up there spinning, hovering aside of the lights.
I have those.
And I
have those
I
pictures.
couldn't actually see from the still photos that if it changed direction by actually hitting the truss.
Yeah.
But if it didn't hit, it was like a quarter inch away.
Okay, Andrew. I have been. Jake couldn't make this podcast, but I keep saying this is Jake's story to tell because I don't have firsthand knowledge of this.
Mhm.
But I am gonna rumor some here. I remember Jake telling me that somebody showed them a photo on their phone. They weren't willing to send it to him because then we would possess it. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
would-
it might end up being a liability or something like that.
yeah, they don't want to really. They really don't like us talking about this kind of stuff. Although it was such a tiny nick that it's not like we rigged a bot up into the lights and stuck it up there and clapped the
See,
ceiling
now
or something.
I thought it hit twice. I thought it hit off the Lexan right in front of the judges.
That was a really good shot. Yeah.
I did that too, yep.
Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna fill this in as much as I can. So there's a very aggressive attack that Jake does here. Did it happen already? Where it takes off one of the air scoops. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
the
that
damage
hit the
to
chain.
the drive.
Yeah.
That knocked the chain off, and as long as he's going forward and not going backwards too much, it's okay. It's just freewheeling that one.
Right.
And then
The bracket was bent in a little bit, so as soon as he goes backwards, that chain's going to run right off that sprocket, and that's what happened after the stoppage of the fight right here.
Right. Oh, this is really interesting too. I mean, maybe just for me more than anybody else. But to be able to show this video, I had to cut the crowbar guy out.
Try.
I could not get this to pass YouTube's copyright checks until I cut out the crowbar guy.
Yeah.
That's strange. It's
Yeah.
very copyrighted.
Maybe.
Well, I didn't want to use his name, but maybe his likeness. Yeah, maybe he's copyrighted his likeness. Because I finally figured it out, and then I just edited it, as you'll see here. It's just like boom, they're separate. They're separated.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this too is that was a long time. Like the
Yeah.
separation process, timed really hard to sort of like conceptualize when you're in a context like that. But it was a long time. It was so long that both competitors were like, "Hey, like what's going on?" And there was discussion about that it not be possible to separate and going to judges from there.
That blade was embedded into the tie, and there's a void right in that spot, right behind it. But it's really, really close to the chain for the front wheel, which is, of course, got most of the weight on it.
Yeah.
And we're really worried about them when they're barring it apart. That that was going to knock that chain off also, because if that one comes off and then he backs up and lost his other one, I mean, he's basically dead.
Pretty much dead. Luckily, though, Death Roll's weapon stopped working after that.
I was going to say, it would have really sucked for Death Roll if that's what killed their weapon, the shaking and trying to crowbar to get them loose. If that,
I mean, it was working before that, right?
Yeah,
They got stuck in Hydra.
I think they're running mag motors and BBs on there too, and it really should have kept going.
It should have.
It's surprising that it did.
There's very few. The most compelling video would have been if they would have stuck a camera right in our team's face and watched our reactions when they were sticking that crowbar in, because you can see Rachel at one point in the actual show itself that I had to cut out because that was all crowbar shit. Her face when they're crowbarring in that hole, we were not happy.
No, they'll any place that gives purchase from them to stick the crowbar in, they'll do it. Like, they kind of don't care. I know that there was an issue. They used to have these hooks to lift the bots onto carts when they were taking them out, and I believe at least once
they hit right on the chains. Yep.
Yeah. They just. It's not like these people's job to know what's going on with these bots and every effing square inch of them.
But if
I don't know. Right, and then they go and handle them in ways that could negatively affect them. I wouldn't be confident to say that where they were wrenching on and taking at Death Roll would make their weapon stop. It could have been burnt out doing shit to try to unstick themselves, because they let us attempt to unstick individually for quite a while too.
There he is, the man, the myth, the somewhat of a legend, Jacob Ewart.
I got an hour late to his own show.
Take my fake Jake Ewart out.
Yeah, I had to come back, folks. I'm sorry.
Fake Ewart.
Yeah, I heard the chat was going crazy, so I had to at least make an appearance for this sheer ass kicking that it was, right?
Tell the ceiling story.
The ceiling story? We didn't know we hit it right off the bat.
Well, we're not looking up. We're not looking at the top of the.
Definitely not. I never look at the bot up in the air, so I don't actually know how high this stuff is, because I'm worried about them coming, back down on top of things. So you don't want to let them hit you. Unfortunately, if you go back to more of the beginning of the fight there.
Yeah, right here.
Let's keep going. So this is one that got really, really close, if not the one that actually hit. This is the one we got all the pictures of. But there's another one that they also said was pretty close, and they went in the box, safety crew, after the fact, and said, "Hey, I don't think that beam up there was bent last time." So they pretty sure they heard it when it happened, and then they went in and inspected, and then they think they saw where it actually touched too. But the photographer guy, Mr. Longmire, he came up as I was walking down after the interview, and he just had to get the camera in my face and show us the shots that he got, because it was right there. He had the best one, so it was good stuff, yeah. Except right here, this is the bad spot. I got too aggressive, and you notice he just hit the back of my chain there. To back it up just a smidge, right? I got a little over aggressive, and he landed on top, and he hit my back chain guard, which usually is okay. And going forward, where is this?
It's coming up
with the bot.
I went.
Okay.
I went back to
Okay.
It's right here when they flip over. Right there.
There. He hits the back chain, right? Which is all well and good. As long as I'm going forward, the chain's now rubbing on a piece of titanium. But as long as it's going forward, it was fine. Problem is, when we got the stick and I was told to back up, the chain was, pushed out and in front of the sprocket. So going backwards, it was able to roll off the chain. So that's what actually broke Hydra's drive. We went backwards to the chain right there on the back side, right there. Yeah. So as soon as that came off, then I have no more drive anymore.
Yeah.
The hit in the front just hit an air pocket, and there was actually no real, other than a hole in the bot, there was no real damage to it.
We have
yeah.
almost no named attachments, like other teams like give cute names and shit. But this is the Ribot wedge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they forced it, so we had to make it. But yeah, my center wheel, because the chain is off, is just completely locked up at this point, and it's that fell off, and it's wrapped up around the wheel, and that's where most of our drive power comes from in Hydra. So 3 wheels work, but one of the main middle ones is not working right now, so it's limpy.
But it's important to understand that Hydra is designed with its turning center of turn to take into account. So though it is 6-wheel drive, it only drives normally on 4. The two back wheels don't touch the ground unless the front end comes up, and those are the get me the hell out of here wheels.
Yeah, the
if you're
wedges on
stuck
this
up on
particular
another
setup
bot
are welded together. Yeah,
or the
it's
wall.
the same exact wedges we used against Ribot last season, and we just made it a little bit nicer, sanded it so it was flatter and all that other good stuff. But you can see spurts of like it moving forward or it moving backwards. That's because the chain kind of unravels itself, and that's a pretty long chain. It's like 1.5 feet back, so there's a lot of chain just dangling out there, and eventually it kind of like loosens up, and then you'll get it pinged back up. But sometimes you can see it go forward, but sometimes it's not so great.
And
Raven,
this is
what
really
if I told
complicated.
you
There's an
that-
air bladder.
What if
No,
I told you
The answer
that
that they can't. They're not because of the gyro of their weapon. They sort of go straight up, straight down.
Oh, she might be serious. Yeah.
no, I think she's serious.
I thought she was joking. Yes, when you flip a bot, when you put energy into any system, some of the energy is going to go into different vectors, and one of the things that flippers have to deal with is rotation of the opponent. So all the
a
energy,
big gangly bot is very hard to flip. Huge,
Like if you
for
flip
instance.
high.
if you look at free shipping, when it does like 15 like coin flip rolls in the air, a lot of energy went into rotating that bot.
Instead of
When-
going upwards.
Right. When the first death roll flip was sideways, so the force was going into up, and it resisted the rotation.
And Death
You can
Roll's
see it-
perfect for this because he's
Pretty compact.
compact. He's a steel bot, so he's rigid, so his bot isn't springy and taking out some of the force as well. And he doesn't spin. He doesn't do any rotation as much on this flip. So that means a lot of the energy is actually going to
Right.
the up vector.
Because of the gyro on it, it's kind of going like this rather than going all the way around. So it essentially resisted the rotation. I thought she was making a joke. I apologize.
No, I think it was serious. It did go. It went really high. Jake, we were just talking about this. Do you want to weigh in on during the
Yes. I was really afraid. But not because of necessarily the hit, because I knew where it was, but of the crowbars. They were sticking into the hole and
Right.
reefing on this thing because my chain is like right there.
Yeah, and if that one comes off, and then you back up, your back one comes off, you're dead on that whole side.
That whole side would have been dead instead of just one stuck kind of wheel where I could still move a little bit better. But yeah, they took a long time, a lot longer than it looked like on TV to unstick those bots, and they were twisting them and rotating them and sticking a crowbar in the hole and trying to pop it around, and they don't know what they're hitting inside there. And the crowbar
And they
went a
don't
lot
care.
deeper into the bot than their blade did, which could
So-
have caused us a lot of issues.
I want to ask
Yeah.
Chad a question. Were you aware that Death Roll was stuck at the end of this fight?
Me?
Because I don't know.
Were they?
Well, we did.
The audience.
Yeah. Tom, did you know Death Roll was stuck? Look at
No,
the-
I didn't.
Look at this.
I
position.
don't even know this.
Oh wait, no, they were struggling to self-right. Their arm was the wrong side.
Yeah, you can see Jake. He's turned around already, getting ready for his interview.
Look.
Oh
They
yeah,
could not-
their arm was the wrong way, and they couldn't get all the way over.
I remember this actually. I remember
Yeah.
seeing it on the screen.
Not to get off topic quickly, but we did get a super chat to come in from Jill. Did we read it out?
No, because somehow I lost my control for the chat, so I can't help with that.
I took it away from you since you were going to be here.
You jerk.
There's no
What's
we
comment.
got-
that for?
Nobody
No, we got
loves.
another one.
Well,
Geo
Thank you,
Jill
Jill,
said it.
anyway, for the super chat. It's very
Ah.
nice of you.
There it
Oh,
is.
there we go. We got something.
Reese, maybe you can pay homage to your smoking legacy with a name that pays homage to 420. Maybe Quake and Bake or Banger.
Quake and Bake would be his term because of his ideas.
Is this the next? Is this the next fight?
Yeah.
This was a painfully frustrating fight to watch.
This is
Okay,
like
Tom,
you have them stuck.
We're open to name ideas,
Just
people.
bite
Right
them.
now, the best idea
Derek.
is Thunder.
You're a UK guy, so explain to me how these UK guys don't seriously take advantage of this situation right here.
I've
At
been
least
asking
get
myself
behind
that
them.
since I watched it. I've been asking myself that since they watched it. They had the perfect opportunity to bite the wheels off,
They
fight
even-
in anywhere they
It's-
wanted.
You even
It's
hear
one
them say,
thing
"Just
if
leave
you
them.
have a
Just let them
huge-
sit there."
If you have a huge weapon, right, and you're risking damaging yourself, they're not that type of bot. They could be on their backside and bite them 20 times, and it's not affecting them. They can
This-
use their weapon.
This move to the side is the mistake.
Yeah. Why
If
not
they would've
stay
just
behind?
Stayed behind them and just kept pushing them. Maybe they couldn't see the
Do-
forks in the slot. I don't know.
Yeah, like shove them further into the kill slot.
I mean, this couldn't have been a better start for Quantum. Here,
Right
Ribot
there, the
comes
Cooper
out,
brothers.
rams his forks into the. Okay, come bite me.
Yeah, the Coopers were saying, shall we just leave him? And then he immediately, at least in the edit, gets straight out. And now Quantum is screwed.
I mean, it's tournament time, and they're still moving. They're just stuck, right? You have to be behind them. Even if you were going to wait for them to unstick, it's behind them. That's the move. Why would you
Right,
go to
so
the
they
side
have-
where they can get away?
Yeah, so they have to back onto your weapon
Right.
if they back
Yep.
up.
They back right into you, and you bite them again. Or you just bite them 10 more times while they're sitting there stuck. What's the difference?
Yeah.
So
They could have done
did-
anything they wanted to them.
So everybody was like, "Oh, this is crazy. This upset. They took out such a high seeded bot. Didn't Hydra take out Ribot from a 32 fighting seed?
Yeah,
31,
an even higher seed, yeah.
2.
31, I think, but yeah.
31, yes. 31
Well,
to
it-
2.
Yeah, but it was only got 31 because it fought in. It wasn't even the bracket.
Correct.
Well, true, yeah. So I was like
Yeah.
35th seed, if you want to really put it that way.
You'll see Quantum get beheaded here. Yeah.
I don't know.
the
I
pressure disconnected.
respect going for the bite that they have. We're gonna try something kind of move, bit
I mean,
straight on the weapon.
It just seemed like a golden opportunity there. Man.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah,
ask the chat, I guess.
Second time in a season where a kill saw really did this kind of.
Well, yeah, but that's also because they have stupid long forks. And 2 times
Yeah.
those people who ran the stupid long forks, they got stuck.
I mean, how many UK bots went out here?
Well, Beta, Cobalt, and Quantum.
Yeah, the seeding matchups do not matter. You could be a 1 against the 30 and still be against your Kryptonite. So they're still picking the matches. And then
Someone
the
like
seedings
Ribot.
just kind of, work them way out.
Someone like Ribot is really good fighting from beneath. I figured that Ribot would do quite well. I'm just gutted it was at Quantum's expense.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't have been.
In
They
this,
should have been bit.
No,
many
they
times.
should have definitely clamped the wheel, right? Something
Absolutely.
to do a little bit of damage there.
Another-
I'm sure they
another-
regret it. I'm
Another
sure they
bite or
regret
two,
it.
right where they were.
and not to steamroll this fight for the previous one, but I think in this episode, even they're still saying that Ribot is like truly modular. They can switch weapons with like 2 bolts. I think was the line. I don't think that's true anymore.
I don't know if
think
it's
they
true
have
anymore.
a vert bot and they have a horizontal bot. I don't
Definitely.
think they're
Now
switching
they might be able to switch between them like days have passed.
Well, didn't
Well,
they
I
say?
don't know if it's 2 bolts.
I think it's 2 bots, 2 totally separately designed bots. No,
They said
I
somewhere.
don't know about that.
They
I
said
think
somewhere that we can't use the horizontal because that bot is broken or something. They said that once somewhere.
yeah,
No, that could have been them, just
trolling.
throughout the tournament, just trolling
Yeah,
people. That
yeah,
could
could
have been.
be.
They did have a
Or-
lifter that they never used.
Yeah, because they know it's not worthy to be in,
tongue
in
one,
there.
yeah.
This fight here turned out to be a lot better, just from a fan perspective.
Yeah, Switchback's been very impressive this year. They've probably had the best, from last year to this year, the best adaptation, the best change, the best glow up.
You
They look
sure
really
about
strong.
that? Because they
Oh,
didn't.
I think
I mean,
Claw
overall design of the bot, yeah, changed miraculously, but it still didn't do spectacular. What did they win? Like 2 times?
They went
Yeah,
2-2 in the regular season.
They made the right. They went the right direction on their changes.
I think that my opinion on this is I think this is a bite issue. When they hit with high speed, they do get a pretty decent bite. But this fight, the angle, like kind of reverse boat thing, is going to be hard to get a good bite on.
Oh, absolutely. That's why they went with the armor.
Yeah, a
The
horizontal
King's
against
actually done
a wedge.
It's never good for a horizontal.
Switchback is not out of this fight. That front and side armor is really saving Switchback. They would have been knocked out.
They did say that if they didn't make the round of 32, they were going to retire Switchback. So at least we'll see it again next year. Hopefully, still more improved.
I do like it. I think it has promise. I think that
It's a novel idea, right?
they need to
weapon
take
on
some
arm.
weight. They need to take some weight out of the weapon arm and make
I don't
the
know why
weapon.
they would retire this new version. I mean,
Yeah, he said it over Discord that their plan was if they didn't make 32, they weren't going to carry on with it just because of how much of an investment it is. But they're going to continue because they made it.
Well, armor is pretty durable, especially against the horizontal. And for Malice, they have a rather wide tooth, so it's really hard to dig into something like that.
Okay, so chat, how do you feel about this armor decision here on Vita? Because it seems like they're just giving up.
It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again to expect a different result.
I don't mind it. A flat
Worse yet
armor against a vert is not horrible.
is Whiplash who doesn't have the reaction forks, so they can't pick up decent.
What I'm surprised at is when they got pushed into the wall there, apparently their frame got so fucking bent that their wheels couldn't touch the ground anymore.
Oh yeah, I see it.
high centered.
Yeah, something broke.
Well, Tom, what do you got to say for yourself? It's your favorite UK bot.
Horrible showing, Tom. What's wrong with your country?
I'm as disappointed as you are. I'm disappointed they went with that armor again, but I think they were going to lose either way, to be honest.
Personal Brexit is upon us.
Oh wow!
No, it wasn't
I
a
wonder
good
if
day
this is
for
true.
us.
Really?
That's true.
I wonder if that's true.
You know what? Are they too worried about taking damage to the expensive bits? Maybe.
Probably, yeah. And
I
maybe
mean-
they give up after the armor gets broken. I can't say I've seen it get broken.
Wouldn't this have been Hydra's first hammer bot to go up against?
Oh, you know what? I am sorry. There is a UK bot still in it. I was mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
We keep
Yeah,
forgetting about
Monsoon.
Monsoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
Monsoon.
forget about Monsoon.
Don't sleep on Monsoon.
I was
Yeah.
really hoping for a Hydra quantum fight, hydraulic versus hydraulic.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
very cool. That would have been
I
very
would have enjoyed it just to see what you put on your robot.
Jake,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
come
do
on.
have a nice wedge.
you don't love that matchup too much, do you? Quantum Hydra.
I don't. I
It's
don't love it. I think it's interesting from an external perspective.
he doesn't have as good a fork game as other people have, so I have a chance. And at least when I know I'm getting bit, I'm really screwed. Like if he actually bites me, yeah, it doesn't matter where on that.
Yeah,
bot
it's going right through anything.
yeah. Oh, because there was a question about how thick the armor is on Hydra, and it's only 0.16 titanium, so it is less than nothing almost. Yeah.
Tinfoil.
You can probably
It's better
you can
than
probably
paper.
hit through it with a hammer.
But you guys,
It's been gnawed through a few times already. You know, Hypershock tore a similar hole. Right?
Yeah, it's that same front corner. Witch Doctor hit that one. Hypershock hits that one.
Hey, somebody asked who gave Hydra the most damage.
yeah.
Well, we were trying to decide that last week.
I'd have to say immediately
You said
hypershock when they were upside down and flipped themselves into the corner. That was
No.
a big gash.
Nope, that one wasn't that bad.
Minotaur looked like it was bad.
I think we came up with it was actually tantrum
Probably tantrum because of the damage to the hydraulics.
because of the damage to the hydraulic block that we had to actually get rid of. Otherwise, the bites in the side haven't really been horrible, right?
How thick- it's thick enough to keep the shit from falling out. That's how thick it
Probably,
is.
it's probably the
it's
thickness
040
of a piece
titanium.
of paper.
It's
It's
very
040.
thin.
Yes, super thin.
So what is it?
You're not,
0.04?
you don't want to get hit there. That's a bad spot.
Is it 0.04 of an
0.04.
inch?
Yes, 0.04 of an inch, 40 thousandths.
What's the
So-
take
saw
on
that.
cutting out the walk end for this fight? I think, and
They cut mine out too, so they could get the interview.
They cut stuff that they don't like if they're just not worthy of it. I guess I don't know.
this is the second time a Whiplash win has been their post-fight win has been cut.
Wait, there's no post-fight interview?
No, I don't think so.
They cut a lot of those out.
Sorry,
Just to
Terry,
cram
I
in.
had-
Never seen that.
I had to put this in for completeness. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I just think it's such a
Zach
bummer.
Dynasty.
Like, it is so weird. The Battle Boss is reaching this weird point where, like, it's become so much less about the robot fighting that if you're literally a tournament bot and your post-fight interview wasn't like something explosive.
Flip.
It's
Can
time.
we just
Could have
can we
flipped.
change the category of what Blip is? He's not necessarily a flipper. He's a blipper,
He's a blipper.
right?
It's a wedge.
I'm gonna give it to you. He's a wedge,
No,
and he's a flipper,
He can
and he's
flip.
got really cool tech that's inside it, right? And it's built like a tank. It's built to be a brick, right? But the whole operation of how it works is, unfortunately, to him, just doesn't work. You can't.
We can't bag on Blip too much because people don't like it.
They're
So,
a fellow.
Well,
they're a fellow
I'm
flipper.
giving him praise. I'm just saying it's the implementation of the bot in engineering is outstanding. It's just we've never actually got to see it really do its thing.
Sometimes it's not a matter of if it can be done. It should be done.
Well, he can't
And
drive fast while he's spinning the
That's
weapon
just it. He
It's the
can't.
gyro
Does it-
problem.
because it
He
gyros all
can't.
over the
He
place.
can't flip all the time because of the gyros.
If he
So-
goes against horizontals, he's built like a tank. You know, he can take those, and he's got pretty good wedge game.
So I think
Now,
I think-
Aaron, if you're listening, turn it into a horizontal. There you go.
So I think that this is a magnet issue. I think they got something metal stuck under their bot here for a second.
No, it was their fork.
What their
Their
fork flipped
fork
underneath
got
them.
bent
Fold
completely
it back under.
90
Oh,
degrees
really?
downwards.
No, they didn't have a downstop.
No, I guess not, or it broke.
Oh, there it just came off. See, that's why I thought it was magnet. See, it just came flying off for no reason. Did you see that?
The other problem with Blip, especially in this fight, is that you've got their flipper, then you've got a wall in front of it. In this case, they could have done with their flipper being on the ground, and they'd have had a much better chance.
Right,
They
but
don't
they'll-
need a wall in front.
Yeah.
Most people
So-
don't do that because they don't want it damaged. Lucky
watch
does the
this-
same
yeah.
thing.
Watch this
This is
fork
an
come off.
interesting
Two
comment.
flywheels, not bad. Sounds very complex though.
Well, yeah, I
Matches.
mean, like, if,
This is similar to the Hydra Sawblades fight, though. I mean, you ended up getting his one fork bent early on, which kind of screwed up his driving and wedge game the rest of the match.
I don't know. It just comes off. It comes out from under lip. He's so easily. I just thought it was stuck on with the magnet.
One of the
I mean,
shots from
No,
Sawblades
there's
did
a
kill
spot
Blip's
early
flipper.
on where you can see the front is completely tipped up because the fork is under there.
I mean, I want to just bag on Blip for, we went straight flipper to flipper against Sawblaze, and they were complete ass kickings, except one was in one direction, one was in the other. But I
think
can't
at this
because
point-
it's
Yeah,
just
Flipper
so
is
cute,
down.
right?
Jake,
that's a problem with having your flipper set up. I don't know, 10 inches. What would you say?
Well,
6?
That
Yeah,
is a big
Beyond that,
difference.
what are you going to do when you flip them? I mean, is there any arena outs?
No,
Can you
can't.
actually damage most bots dropping them from 16 feet?
Not normally, but you can set them off guard and rip your your flywheel up, and then you can get a big flip on them. But
I mean,
it's a two-stage process at that point, and it's not ideal.
I think Aaron's gonna see the light that it's cool to make a flipper, but it's not the thing.
Well, how many
Right.
opponents are
Especially
really
not in this
scared to go
arena.
up against any flipper?
Without arena outs, I mean, you're
Nobody.
solely depending on gravity to destroy your other bot. And
No,
it's
nobody's
very
afraid to
tough.
go against a flipper.
They're afraid to lose, but they're not.
They're
afraid.
afraid. Yeah, they might be afraid to lose, but they're not afraid of the flipper.
Like, the only way you can really win with a flip now is just to keep juggling them. You can't
Yeah,
throw them out. in the
and
arena.
if it doesn't count as
Yep.
damage every time you flip them, it's like, okay, how do you win the damage war then? They hit
Which
you with
sucks.
the spinner once, and it takes out 10 flips.
It sucks because flippers. I mean, when you see a bot,
They put on an excellent show.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. The fans can see that bot is this high in the air.
Well, I mean, look, there's 16 left in it, right? How many have spinners?
Right.
Everyone but one.
They should put spikes on the roof so you can throw them up into the spikes.
Yeah.
The thing as well is they went 6 seasons without having to block off the ring out zones for safety, and now this year they decide they have to.
Ah, interesting.
I don't
Jake.
know why they. I don't know why they did it. Just
Yeah.
protect the Lexan. The Lexan's still getting hit.
Well, if they just stop with flamethrowers, they would have never needed those sneeze guards. That's simple fact of it, right? Yeah, they have
think it's
lipo
because
fires,
of
but
flamethrowers?
those are always contained inside the bot. So
Yes, Aaron is working on a multi-bot. I hear.
The twins.
I hear.
I heard some things about that, which is why I think he might not be bringing Blip back.
And he's not
I
bringing
mean-
Tantrum back.
We're trying to not bring Hydra back. We see the writing on the wall. I mean, I think Aaron's pretty smart, and he probably feels kind of the same way, I would think. Not that I'm putting words in
no.
his mouth, but
No, he's already
I mean,
said over
I'm
Discord
feeling
that
his
Tantrum is
pain on the
staying at
flipper
home.
front.
What was that, Tom? About Tantrum?
He said that Tantrum is taking a season off, and Blip's going to be coming back with the twins, their new cluster bot.
So this
You know,
is
this is
interesting.
funny. When we made the Piglet, which was a test for the new Fusion, that bot weighed what 95 pounds, and it wasn't optimized. So you could make a really devastating weapon on a middleweight. Problem is, if you go up against a big horizontal, it's going to be tough to have enough armor for it.
Yep.
But it's going to be really hard on bots like Hydra that,
Yeah.
Oh,
one's
worst.
going to
Trying to
get
battle.
around to the back and sides, and a lot of bots aren't, can't
I think
sustain hits. back.
conversely, though, it's tough to drive 2 bots in the same arena and coordinate. I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't work with the Meddler and Sal. Now, granted, the Meddler drove for shit, and I'm a shitty driver, but it's tough. I mean, now that's one more thing to worry about.
Hey,
Yeah.
Justin, there's a lot of solutions for this. I think that they could just lay it flat. They could put it. They could just put it so it's flat in the bot, and
Yeah.
then it would find a way to essentially you'd have to kind of change the mechanism a little bit.
That
But-
would make it so they didn't like do their
Gyroing,
crazy
yes.
turnaround when they're trying to self-right too.
Mhm.
I mean, the counter rotating flywheel. Yeah, maybe you could do that, but these bots are so dense that there's not much room, and they're twiddling everything for weight.
Yeah.
To get these bots in weight. So when we say, oh, just put a counter thing in, or anytime we talk about like, well, just add this thing to your bot, then you're like, okay, well, what should we take off the bot?
The 40 pounds of armor, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought this was interesting. I was going through the edits. There's this this montage I kind of have of this is I believe this is after Rotator.
Yep.
Rotator. So I've got this.
No, it's got the huge bar on it, on the horizontal.
I think
This is after huge.
Oh, maybe.
There's 2 separate full like
And there we are using our tiny little weapon as a pry bar, fulcrum.
Yeah, trying to bend the wheel pod back out.
Yeah, and that goes. So that's the dented wheel pod. because I have the wheel pod reinforcement that I'm going to show after this. So
Everyone's on it.
was that huge that knocked that in?
Yeah. Yep. Huge knocked that one in.
So
Look
this
at
is-
those calves. Look at those calves.
Yeah, they're
I
sick.
just want to explain to the fans. Rachel, you help me out with this. This
Yeah.
is what we call Ewert brain.
Yeah. Yep.
Explain what we call Ewert brain.
So there's this really interesting phenomenon, and you can kind of see it with Dick just sort of standing there. They do these things with pretty much no discussion. They all at once see the thing that isn't working, or the thing that is working, or what they need to do different or better or more, and they are all just doing it. And it's really kind of fully insane to see, like, these completely wordless, huge multi-man operations taking place, and nobody's discussing them. Like, no one's like, oh, we should move it down, or this way or that way. Like, they all just see it at one time and just do it. And they're like, group chats are the same. Like, even they just like say things, and suddenly everybody knows exactly what's going on. And the people that we call B team, which is me, Trevor, and Dick, are like, and they're like, no, we said it yesterday in chat. And we're like, no, you did not. You said like a one-word thing
It's like a hive
that
mind.
suddenly everybody understood. Like, I don't know what you mean.
Well, I will send. This is full disclosure. There are times when in chat I'll just go to Rachel. What do you think this means?
Yeah, and we have to, like Ewert whisper it.
We just
We're
have to
like,
look back.
that means
and-
this, this, and this.
Well, you bring what you can to the pit, and you're always limited. You know,
Hey,
you could
shout
really
out to
use a
Pedro.
large press.
Shout out to Pedro,
Oh, hell
Mr.
yeah.
Welder man.
It's a really good idea. You can see it's definitely a team effort when it comes to things like that. Anyways, I mean, when you're just swapping out batteries for the next match, well, then you don't have a lot of that going on.
So what are you doing here, Reese?
I'm dabbling. Or
He's
dabbing.
pulling down the weld so it doesn't wreck his vinyl.
Dabbling.
Like, right there.
I'm going to turn this back up. You can hear it hissing.
It's just a wet rag. I'm keeping it cool. I don't want to heat affect the any of the AR around there. Granted, you're welding, you're going to do some of that. Just trying to
Okay.
minimize it.
What do
There's
you
a
got
fish
there?
scale.
That's the fish scale. That's how we fine tune the both horizontal and vert the belts, belt tensioning. So this year, what we did differently with Fusion, not many people know this, we're using the belts to limit the weapon output to the motors. So we did a bunch of testing at the shop. If your belts are a certain tightness, they cannot output more power than they can, and the
And
belt will
why?
slip.
Slip.
The belt
Okay.
will end up slipping.
Basically, we're using speed controls that aren't current limiting, and so we're limiting the torque with the belts.
And so the theory was, all the testing at the shop we had, it ended up being 16 pounds at the middle point of the vert belts. And there's a little line on your special measuring tool there to get it to the right spec.
Special measuring tool. It's a fish scale, right?
But that piece of metal.
There's
that
a piece of metal on there. We
Oh,
got
okay.
lines on it, so you go till you hit the frame at the certain line, and you know what the.
It's like a weapon sight.
a hard sight. Yeah, it's not very accurate.
No, it's really not. But yeah, basically you do the same spec, and no matter what, the speed controller cannot output more than 250 amps to the weapon because it will start slipping
But yet it still starts on fire. What's wrong with it?
because of the
You
shock.
went over
It's
that
a
already.
It's a different thing.
Yes, that is Hydra's drive wheels because we use the same drive wheels, same drive motors. We try to reuse kind of the same stuff between bots as much as we
And we've,
can.
and we've been using those for what, 3 years
Since
now on
South.
both?
Hold on, Dick. Back it up.
Yeah, so we
Go look
originally
at the weapon, the wiring plugs there.
we
There you go. So there, you can see those are the wires inside of the bot. They are marked with yellow tape and have blue plugs on them. Not for any particular reason other than when we configure our batteries, we plug one battery into another and another battery into the opposite side. Just a little train here to daisy chain them, and then we plug the harness plug into the missing spot. That's how we get our series battery.
We're gonna need a draw. We're gonna need a drawing, but what he's saying is the plugs come out, and they've got 3 plugs. And instead of plugging into the plugs, he takes one plug and turns it and plugs it in. So now you've got 2 plugs connected, and then he takes another plug and plugs that into that one, and then he rotates them. It's psycho.
It's really scary.
It's an explosion waiting to happen.
Yep, one wrong mistake.
If you
lipos
plug
directly
one
together.
battery in wrong, you're going lipo to lipo and will fucking blow up.
Mhm.
So it's a tense moment putting the batteries in fusion.
Yeah.
Everybody goes silent. Trevor and I stand next to him, and we're like watching him do this like weird
Jenga.
type of voodoo. We're like,
Trying not to make him
I
nervous.
have never felt this fear. I just
Trevor hasn't done
I
that.
had empty.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know the
Right,
danger.
exactly.
Parent.
I knew how like sus it was.
Next year, he's gonna be like,
No, I'll forget. I'll just forget.
So I see
Okay.
something in chat here about hair. Weasel, hair ties. Why don't you
Huh?
tell the story about the grinder?
Oh, the grinder.
Where's the
Yeah.
pictures?
Grinder story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Grinder's story.
No.
This is the only time that I know of that Weasel got caught in a machine with the hair.
I don't know about that. I almost got my scalp ripped off. That was fun.
Is there a picture of that?
There's not a picture
Of the
because
grinder?
everyone was concerned whether or not
Oh,
my head
that's
was okay.
right. We were
Because okay, what
We had
happened?
to call 911 on that one.
What happened was we were putting a little addition onto the shop, little loading dock, and I was out there grinding this piece of steel away for our concrete form, and the grinder kicked back, caught one of my luscious locks, and instantly wrapped around it because they spin pretty fast. Wrapped around it, got locked on my head, and there I sat with a fucking grinder as a pigtail. And so Pete, he's like, "Hey man, are you all right?" I'm like, well, this grinder's kind of stuck on my head." And he starts fishing through shit. He starts pulling out clumps. He's like, "Holy shit, man, your hair is gone." And so that's the first haircut I had in 9 years.
It's from a grinder.
By the
Tangling
clump.
up. Yeah, and these things aren't like spinning slow either. It's a couple thousand RPM. So when it touches his hair, it instantly like wraps up and whacks him in the head with the grinder.
there was a thump. There was a thump. I vaguely remember a thump.
What hair,
But,
Chlorophide? What hair?
That was fun.
yeah, Jake, you ever consider just go full shave head, like doing that as the look?
He
I
does
did it
that once a
for
year.
like a week. Yeah. Usually I do something really
Probably get
stupid every
cold, right?
time I get a driver's license. Like
That's
this one
so
year,
funny.
we had these little squishy end things, but I like squished them and they sucked to my face. Okay, but I put like a lot of them on, and then when I took them off, I didn't think nothing of it, but they left little round hickeys all over my face. Right? And the next day, I had my license photo taken. So I had all these dots. It looked like I got hit with an explosion of pepper balls or whatever it was that they make for the tanks. And yeah, it was not good. No, I had that one for what, 6 years, 8 years? That license?
What were you doing with the little vinyl caps?
Yeah, the little vinyl caps. Yeah, the little squishy things. So I just stuck them all over my face, squished them, and so they suctioned on there. And it was just cool walking around with them on, right? Well, yeah, I took them off and they were suctioning. Well, see, I used to do the tough guy face, right, Dick? That was first season, tough guy.
Yeah. Now you're doing the happy.
And
I don't
then
know what I'm
after
doing.
that, it's like Everybody else kind of tried to get in on that and do that.
Well,
stuff.
because
So
Dick started waving. He started waving at everybody. You're trying to do a cool face, and he's waving at everybody. That don't work.
we just started doing the fun face. Then it's a lot easier. Plus, when you cover your do your thing, you're covering your sponsor logo, so you can't do that. Can't do that.
See,
That's why I
that's
always
why
do
my
do
next
that.
tattoo,
I always do the
tattoo
open so
here
that you can see
is
it.
going to be Udder Gun.
So
Sick.
one on one arm, one on the other.
Mm-hmm. Now,
The Jake finger wags my
on
face.
that note,
you should just
if Jack Links wants to come out here, give me $100,000 for the next fusion to tattoo Jack Links on this forearm. You bet your ass I'm gonna do it.
Watch
That's a low
Watch
price.
your arm be blurred next time you go on.
Did you show him the rest of your tattoos yet?
I mean, on the last stream.
No, I don't think you
Maybe-
showed them all.
Maybe you could just do a temporary tattoo for 50,000.
Oh yeah, just on the face, so it's always in camera. They can't do
Yeah.
nothing about it.
So here's
Post
my top
Malone Weasel.
sponsorships.
Who wants
Let's
to
go
see that?
through this. Let's
Post
go
Malone
through
Weasel?
this. I want Jack
I wouldn't
Links.
pay that money for that.
I want Jack
Yeah.
Daniels. 2 Jacks. Weird.
You could go Jack and then have Links Daniel.
Yeah. So I can flip it around.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do links under the
Links.
arms.
There you go.
Thanks.
That's an
What,
idea.
what about in the box?
No,
What do you mean?
no, you don't, Kyle. You didn't beat nobody.
What do you mean in the box? On the
Jack
box?
in the box.
Oh.
My company's called
Yeah.
Toss Salad. Yeah, absolutely. Let's have at her.
Do it.
You call me up, Jake@Whyachi.com. You send me an email right now. We're doing business tonight, and it'll
What's
go right
happening?
down with the BD guys.
Yep. What about jacking off?
Jack's Pizza.
Hey,
Another
Right.
brand.
Yeah,
Jack,
this is Jack's. This
hang
says
off.
Daniels, Links, off, pizza. You just rotate them.
I've been late to
You're
the
good.
chat. Weasel, are you drinking this chat?
Yeah.
Has anybody
Yeah,
asked
I
him?
I've been drinking
Yeah.
more than normal. It's just I'm
Someone in
kind of
comments
fresh
did.
off a nap here, so I'm still
Oh.
a little
Rubbing
bit weird.
eyes.
He's been
There's
hating
one
us.
important thing.
South of
in the
Oshkosh
episode we
off
haven't talked
41.
about
I know where that is. I know where that is.
What do you got, Tom?
Put down it.
Yeah, there's one important thing from the episode we haven't covered yet.
No, don't do the hero shots video. They're so cringe. it
Oh,
was so tough.
you don't like watching yourself on TV?
No,
Yeah. Get
In
part of the party
particular-
here.
in particular, it's videos of these
Well,
videos are like so fucking weird.
Look at your resting bitch face right now.
Oh,
I'm so
No,
tired by the
no.
time we did this. We did these so late.
Oh yeah, these were
The-
pretty late, weren't they?
And tired. We're like sleeping like 4 hours a night. It's totally insane for them to have asked us to do these.
The
Hey,
cringiest
Trevor.
moment for me was when
Trevor,
they
what
made
percentage of
Luke.
the time does she look like that?
Like right now, look at her. Look at her.
exhausted
She's
and
got it on right
Same
now.
face. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
like after I make a bad
Oh,
joke.
she's got to put the shoulders into it. I see.
Hey, nice Udder Gun hat. I like it.
repping.
The cringiest moment for me
Pizza.
was probably season 2 of Sal. And they came up, they're like, hey, Luke, Reese, you guys are like heavy hitters. Come up there and like punch at the camera. I'm like, what do you mean punch at the camera? They're like, just give us a punch. And that was probably the weirdest. That was probably the weirdest moment.
Okay, what was
that
the
was-
best one? What was the best action shots that we did?
We went through this.
It's the door
last-
kick.
The door
Door
kick?
kick.
That was
It's
the best
They
one.
never
Door kick.
used.
It's the door kick. That was
They
the
didn't use
coolest.
Did they use
We
it?
did use
No.
it. They used
Yeah,
they
once.
used
At
Us
least
blocking.
once.
It
Out.
was like the door kick
These
was
ones.
incredible.
So we were at this we were at this old facility, and the door was like already half off the hinge or whatever, and we're just like in this ratty old hallway for some reason, and I don't know how it came up. I think Jake was like he was like come through the door, and Jake's like, well, I could kick it open.
They didn't believe me either.
He kicks
And the
it.
door the door
Slam
comes
open.
slamming open.
Dick and I file out, and we're like, and they used the shot of us coming out, but they didn't use the door kick, and I think that's an affront to God.
It was
honestly. Like,
it was
the
too violent for
coolest
TV,
shot.
I think.
Well, there's also another one, the first ABC season reboot, where the grandson Corbin was along.
Yeah.
And we were in that other, I don't know, it looked like some old chicken coop barn, right? Real dusty and dirty kind of warehouse there, and he was opening a door. It was an overhead door, and he was opening it up with the pole with the chain, and that kind of opened that. I think it was in the first episode to open that season.
Oh, the door while he was doing the chain
Yeah.
on the door.
And
Oh.
he was what, 4 at the time?
No, had to be older than that.
2015.
now.
At least 6. Well, it was 8 years ago.
2015.
Before we
Was
get
it-
too far away, Tom, was there something that we need to go
2016.
back to the episode?
Oh, we're gonna steamroll
Yeah.
Tom here a little bit. 'Cause
No,
I don't
no,
like-
we're gonna.
No,
we're
you
gonna
Hold on.
I don't know.
Before
I might
we
have to
steamroll
resend your
Tom,
ticket to the
Look at
team,
my shirt.
Tom from
I'll
Look at my
steamroll your
shirt.
balls.
Look at my shirt.
I'll steamroll your balls, Jake.
Okay,
yeah,
Tom.
no, this ties in. No, this does kind of tie in to the last episode because obviously we
Full
had
screen
the
me, Jake.
amazing.
Come on. Just for
Okay,
a brief
Nick,
second.
Just hang on.
Brief.
Oh my
Second.
gosh, I can't believe we're cutting off Tom again. Jesus.
So which ones you talking about? Is this a diss to the girls talking to you?
Where's Tom? No, it's just
Oh, because I see one. I see one.
it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing I have where like single girls don't really like me. It's only crackheads and people
And what?
with children.
Not me.
And it's just a weird thing.
He
Why would
admitted
you
it.
put
Look
me
at
on when
that.
I'm not talking?
You're
You're
gonna be
get there.
you're gonna be big until we get your thing.
Right.
We're not
Okay.
forgetting.
Oh, we don't want
I
his
don't
thing,
mi-
so he can stay small.
I don't mind it so much when it's Reese because Reese has been through a lot. Right.
He still
Thank
hasn't
you,
found
Tom.
that baseball
Thank
mitt.
you, Tom.
So last episode, obviously, we had amazing fights, huge upsets, heartbreaking losses from the tournament. So what do you think was the most talked about and most debated thing after the fact? The fucking Ethan Kurtz mugshot. I can't believe
Mhm.
they went for it.
Oh,
They just had to put it in. They just couldn't help
Oh,
themselves.
you
Even
mean
though
to
episode
to
out
show
was
the
fine.
controversy again, kind of thing?
Again.
They fucking had to do it again with the Ethan Kurtz mugshot. I can't believe they went for it.
Do you have a
It's
thing
funny.
against Ethan? Is that what I'm hearing?
No,
no,
Hey,
no,
why
he's-
I don't
you
have a
like
thing against
Ethan?
them at all.
no, that's not what he's saying.
No.
He's saying he's sick of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
the
I'm
battle
saying-
is like
dude, we did our best last week to show people, or at least their side of the story, what type of person they are. We weren't coloring it at all, so people can make up their
No,
own
I-
minds of what they actually think
And
from
we didn't
not
cover this.
TV edit.
We didn't cover this, but we didn't run interference for them. Like we've said a lot of things about that team that were unkind, and
Oh,
they
for
they
sure.
they were well aware of it. So it wasn't like they came in
Well-
here to softball.
No, they were not babied. No, and
Even
we-
at
No,
the
I was-
event, it's not our job to catch these people cheating. If there was like a blatant case where somebody's cheating and you see it, yeah, you'd probably say something about it. But we're not.
you say it anyway. Yeah.
We're not gonna go out of our way to look for somebody cheating. First off, wouldn't you want to beat somebody that's like renowned as cheating? Like, wouldn't that make your bot look that much better? So why?
It would. Yes.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's the whole thing. Don't talk down, right? Like you
Or-
beat somebody, you want to build them up to make yourself look better.
Mm-hmm.
You lose, you want to build them up to make yourself look better. Why would you
Yeah,
ever talk
yeah.
down at somebody?
Yeah, like who's Hydra going up against next week? We should build him up a lot. Right?
Or you would want to beat a
We
number
don't
of
even
toy
know who
bots.
Hydra's going against next week.
No, I know who it is.
Let's bring up this toy bot thing in
Oh,
Hydra.
2 weeks before.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, toy bots.
The count
yes,
the count I have for Hydra against toy bots, I think it beat 7 different toy bots so far. You know, I'm talking Hexbugs toys. Hypershock, Rusty, Sawblaze. Well, maybe let's say 6. Okay. But how many other bots would have had 6 toy bot victories?
Probably not too many. No, maybe
Light
maybe
Force,
Sawblaze
probably.
would be up there. depending on, or the other toy bots themselves, because they would have gone against other toy bots.
Right.
But I'm sure somebody, someplace can figure this out about who winning losses for each team.
The Hydra is Bronco, Rotator, Witch Doctor, Hyper Shock, Rusty.
Yes, we do. We need a Hydra.
Probably.
X-Bugs. Yeah. Well, nobody can beat Bite Force, so they just, they're out there now. There's always be a one elusive one. Unless Chomp comes back, then they can have a chance of beating people. Look at that. Smoke break time, huh? This is the one time that Daniel finally chills out. I mean, the whole day leading up to a fight, he is just like...
I mean, you see it in the hype video. I found him over there spray painting the weapon.
This is how I know Daniel, and not the TV Daniel during a fight type of thing.
He gets tunnel vision. I went up and I asked him if I could film, and he was just like, he was really nice about it. He was just like, yeah. I'm like, I made it really quick because I could tell he was just like, he's thinking. He's thinking, the way that any good builder would. He's running through all the scenarios.
On fight days, he's like sitting by himself somewhere secluded outside the tent, just like zeroing in.
Looking like a true cowboy.
It bums me out actually that the TV situation sort of paints it as though he's like too intense. I almost feel like that's the level of intensity and focus that you would want in someone like supposedly competing in this hyper elite event. Like, who's switched on for TV interviews when they're about to go into like a scary fight?
Just a man of passion. I mean, it feels very similar to like the way that people get about like soccer around the world. He's just like, he's in it.
I have nothing against MILFs. It's just a weird coincidence.
Reese, they're showing you damage. This is from your fight, right? That huge chunk out of their rail?
Out of the side rail. Yeah.
So wait, Speedy, are you saying that Rusty got a fight this year?
What?
Somebody in chat, Speedy, says that they seen Rusty in person and can confirm there was some sort of battle damage.
Speedy, where are you from?
Won't or cannot say who fought them. Hey, that's interesting. So I guess Rusty has a fight this year. We'll get to see.
We gotta vote him. If we knew how to use YouTube well enough to make polls, we'd make a poll.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to dig these videos out. This is what BattleBots is like. I think that the show probably should have more of this.
Yeah.
Like, this is everybody getting along.
Yeah.
And even with Ethan and teams that you don't like, they visit other people's pits. They're nice to them.
Hypershock for sure. Lockjaw they mentioned, I believe. It's rather cordial. It's not too often that you actually in person walk up to somebody and they don't even give you the time of day kind of situation.
But we're all in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
We're all there for 2 weeks. You see them once a year, and apparently interested in doing the same things, and all got a lot of time and money stuck into it. And
so at a certain level, it's respect for somebody else doing the same thing that you are, and beyond that, I mean, there are people that we don't necessarily get along with. You won't see us out to dinner with them, and that's not necessarily our choice either. It's just this weird thing, It happens. It happens. There's people that you don't go out to dinner with.
Dick, roll up a little bit on the GMR.
Roll what up?
GMR's got one up above that explains
This one?
who he is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Hey, Glenn. Hey, how's it going?
Dang it! I wanted to have you guys on. Should I throw him a link?
Yeah.
Jake,
Is Glenn the one with the big fluffy
Yeah,
head?
I do not have a contact for them, no. They would have to message somebody.
Message Dick.
No, that won't work.
Message me.
or Facebook.
Message me on Facebook. Receiver, the one and only. You
We'll
won't
get
find
you in
another
there.
one.
So
What
what
fight?
you're saying, Glenn, is that when Hydra's titanium sidewalls ninja grabbed the weapon, you blew up the weapon. Is that right?
Peace. The link is in the private chat.
People should make more
It's got to
weapon
be like 4
guards out of
a.m.
titanium to try to do that and snake on other people's weapons then.
So there's the chunk missing. Look at that. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
there was a nice chunk gone. Yeah.
Do you want me to go through the other comments?
Just imagine what
you
that
run the comments.
horizontal would have done there. Ugh, man, I wish I knew they were inverted.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. Yeah.
Well,
Where the
quite
fuck were you,
quantum
Trevor?
field.
You're supposed to be up there making sure I don't look like an asshole. You should have told me they're inverted.
Well, Rachel doesn't even let me touch the hammers, let alone.
That's my job. I have one
Next
job
time-
on the team.
Next time, both of you are going to have your hands on that butt. That's a promise.
We each run one button.
I
Yeah.
wanted to press the special secret third button, but she wouldn't let me.
I don't think it's a button.
Mm.
Well, then you should have let me
It's-
press it anyway. Then I would have found out.
It's probably
Hey,
the
guys,
self-destruct for the battle box button.
I've got a
Listen.
quote from Quantum here if you want it.
Hang on, just GMR. Yeah, Death Rolls drive's pretty weak. Yeah, we've seen it drop from 16 feet like 6 times. It's not that weak.
It was bounce around to self-right. I don't think anything about the bot's weak.
I mean,
we've told
there's
this
not
story.
many times that they've actually weapons died. So
Yeah.
We've told this story before, but when Rachel and I saw that, we were someplace. It
We're
was at
sitting on the couches.
it was
when
at
they
Long
pulled
Beach
over.
where we didn't have screens in our pits, and we were like, "Holy cow! Look at this bot!" Because I forget, it was their first fight, and you were self-righting
By
using
just
the
bouncing.
weapon, and I had
Yeah.
never seen a bot successfully do that in this weight class.
Mhm.
It's
was
just
incredible.
so difficult.
why do we never see the other Ewart brother here? Actually, there's
Which
2
one?
of
Which one?
them. yeah.
Yeah, there's like 8 more, I think.
No, yeah,
72?
at least they're still hidden in the woodshed.
Reese
so
has a
we'll just
twin
keep
somewhere,
pulling
I'm
them
pretty
out.
sure.
There is a doppelganger about 5 miles away. It's really weird. My buddy's like, dude, what were you doing here? I'm like, that's not me. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, look at his name. That's not me.
No, see, we needed more brothers, so that's why Tom's here. He wants the audition for
We
the
had done
brothers.
Somebody always draws the short straw and has to hold
Yeah.
down the fort at home.
We just have to get when's Trevor a brother. When he gets that question, then we know we've succeeded.
What?
Well,
When the production
Yeah,
comes up to you
it's-
and
it's
asks if you're the
fine.
brother.
It's because I don't have. I have hair and no facial hair, so there's no way I can
That's
do
true. Yeah, you don't grow facial hair for.
No facial
Really?
We were
hair.
talking about that.
I feel like you can grow a mustache, Trevor.
I no,
No,
I cannot.
Yeah, Trevor, do it. Come on,
talking
Trevor.
about like native. Like,
You can
it's
do
like-
it. You can do
You
it.
got the chest hair though. Just
Straight mustache.
stroke. Here's what I do. Here's what I do every day.
Transplant it.
Stroke my chest upward.
I'm not going to stroke your chest. How is that going to help me? Reese?
Okay,
Well, you would
Reese,
stroke
It'll
your
help the
own.
team.
Don't
Reese
pet them
Terry.
backwards.
Oh, calm
Reese
him down.
Terry, how did this happen? What's going on here? It looks like it's dislodged.
Oh yeah, it's real cockeyed.
It's Minotaur.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, that brings me to a good point here. This drum is for sale on eBay, and now let's
So-
get a good look. Let's get a good look at that weld there on that right side.
That weld is relatively large, burnt into this steel drum and an 1.5 inch thick AR
Right here?
preheated.
Other side,
Well,
this
well,
side.
It's
The
not a
root,
big
root
deal.
pass, and then we just weave this second one over it. And what happened on this hit was, of course, one hits Minotaur and the other one wants to keep going, right? So there was actually a shift in the weld itself that shifted one of the rotors, probably, I don't know, quarter inch. type of
Quarter
thing.
inch, yeah. And it's really cool because you can see on the, I mean, these are fully painted weapons. The weld bead on the right side, it's missing paint because, like a snake bite, it just sheared off of that weld.
Yeah, when you do
All
a
the
snake
paint.
bite on your wrist, type of thing. It's twisted. So what? We can calculate out pretty close what kind of force it takes to do that, and in this case, it was about 40,000 pounds. the next weapon on Fusion will be able to withstand 200,000 pounds.
Well,
Because it's a solid chunk of steel.
It's really difficult. It's impossible
What
to
is going
predict
on
the
there?
forces that
Scratching
happen
belts.
when these bots come together. It's just impossible to.
You're gonna have the audience all hot and bothered, Reese.
Yeah, geez. I'm not supposed to show the tender tickler. That's for my OnlyFans.
Here's the side you wanted to see, Reese.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you can see it. All that shiny stuff, the paint sheared and popped off the rotor, which is really cool. It's really cool to see.
That's crazy, yeah.
And let me give you guys this Quantum quote about their fight with Ribbon. Let me see if you guys agree with it. So, we didn't want to win a fight after 5 seconds with no contacts, but at the same time, we have to be sporting and not go in for an unnecessary kill. With that in mind, we did a low pressure bite and let go to give the battle some content, but left it there. The big mistake was not positioning Quantum where they would go directly into the jaw if they came loose.
No, you keep biting them until they tell you to stop biting them.
Well, okay, no, there's it's the sportsman's clause. Okay,
No. They were probably apologizing for the bite. They're literally English citizens. They're. Come on.
You're saying because they're English, they were too nice and they lost the fight because of it.
Seems like it.
Yeah, they're English, not Canadian.
I would have kept biting them until they cried and
look at
stopped
how dirty those fingers
coming after
are.
them. Because they're still actively trying to move. You want to bite them.
I mean, you got to give all these drivers
the tender tickler
the benefit of the doubt. You know, when you got the bullets flying at you and everything running through your head, and in a couple of seconds, you got to make the right decision. You know.
And I think that's a fine attitude to have, like in the fight nights. But I think that mindset can and should change in the tournament. It's about advancing. Like your next fight can't be an impressive like showstopper that becomes fight of the week if you're not in the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just frustrating. They had to go for it, and they only got themselves to blame for not winning that.
See, I do understand that you can't just the idea that you can't just let them go into the crack and just leave them there, but you don't have to help them win. Mm-hmm. So they should have at least been behind them.
Well, it might have started back in Revolutionary days, you know, when they had the red coats, which weren't exactly camouflage, and then they all just kind of stood there and shoot at each other.
Well, the other thing is like,
it's a sporting thing to do.
They make one little movement and they get out themselves too. You don't want to just give them.
Oh, sorry, I shot you. Here, let me reload. Okay. Oh, sorry, I shot you again.
No, my bad.
Your turn. It's actually your turn to shoot now.
Here, take my time. I'll stand up straight for you.
Stand in a line. Whoever we lose, and then it'll be our turn. It'll be great.
You're on the battlefield and your opponent gets his foot stuck in the mud. You can either help him out or stand behind him with the gun pointed at the back of his head in case he gets his foot out of the mud.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Like if you have an issue with like the opponent's foot stuck in the mud, really, and you don't want to shoot him in the back of the head during that, sure.
Hey Tom, didn't they wear the red coats just to intimidate the opponent?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you can't see the blood.
History question. Yeah, I'll go with yes.
Okay.
Well, Shirley wants to know where everybody in chat's from. So chat, let's go 100 messages here. Let's try to get 100.
We got 113 watching. Everybody
okay, so we
out.
should get at least 100 comments then, right?
Let's fucking go.
This is nice. We appreciate you guys sticking in and watching us because this week now is the new record for consecutive viewers. So I want to thank you for keep coming out and
holy shit.
Yeah, see, make it so that we can't keep up. There we go.
Ooh, Ireland. Welcome.
Hey, so there was a little air leak after the death roll fight.
Green Lake. My uncle's in Green Lake, deepest lake, natural lake in Wisconsin.
Jake, you guys are looking for an air leak here.
Yeah, one of the canisters bent a little bit in the shock loading, so it kind of made the thread loose. so I had to change a fitting out afterwards.
Yeah, I don't have the audio up, but you can hear a little bit of a.
Do you remember what the air pressure was at the end of the match?
Oh, we still had 2,000 in it. It was still way up there. It's just we could hear it.
Kyle P 715 is a huge area.
It's like half the state.
715.
Yeah.
Lots of people saying Wisconsin. You all must be neighbors.
Yeah, because we're so small, right?
Probably brothers.
Yeah.
Probably brothers.
I bet there's not a person within an hour of us.
There's a higher population in Atlanta than there is in all of Wisconsin. Like that's how which is crazy to me because I thought
Wisconsin's kind of big.
Well, you enjoy that, right?
Yeah. When are you guys moving back?
Well, with the Black Widows. Anytime.
She's drawn a line at the Black Widows.
Well, we have brown recluse. They're just as bad.
Brown recluse are like not places that you would find them in your house.
No, Daddy Longlegs are the worst.
You know, Daddy Longlegs are poisonous. They just can't bite you.
Yeah, they're the worst. But their fangs are too small.
They're venomous.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever, Trevor.
Nerd.
Poison.
Hey, spider nerd.
Fucking spider crocodile Dundee over there.
Ugh. Pour one out for Steve Irwin. Can we? R.I.P.
Cheers to crocodile.
See, here's
Mr.
the thing
Dundee.
Here's something that I would be interested in.
Sorry. I realized my mistake. Okay, you don't have to point it out.
I'd be interested to find out if Australians revere him like I think like is he like Mr. Rogers or something?
Mr. Rogers, he's just a household name.
Yeah, he's just a household name, and he wasn't that great, or maybe he is that great. I don't know.
We're not
a little bit about the armor on the back.
On this.
Since you're looking at the armor back here, you know that titanium is 0.16 thick, and then there's all kinds of valves there.
No, the back is not. The back is 1/8 inch.
Oh yeah, that is. Eighth.
Yeah, it's even smaller.
Yeah, I'd say it's more weight.
Yeah, because I hope you don't get hit in the back. I did see somebody was from Stout, and I know a lot of the E-words went to Stout for at least a time or two.
All of them? All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we looking at Hydra's hole? Because that's how you disarm Hydra. You have to reach in its back.
Oh shoot, it's probably still up, right? Yeah, let me get rid of this. Speedy, which one of these pictures can I show?
None of them.
No, he's
yeah,
maybe none of them.
Probably none of them.
Show it. Don't show it.
I'm not showing anything.
If it's for future fights of anything that has to do with fights, we're not gonna show it.
Yeah.
What if it's a future fusion design?
Oh, we can maybe show that.
How did you get those pictures out?
I've got enough drinks in me that I'd be okay with showing it. Briefly. Very briefly.
No, you
just
Hydra is not Hydra is definitely not hard to penetrate.
Just
it's hard to, you know it is hard. You know it is hard to penetrate.
Don't set him up like that.
One of the first fights, actually, someone from safety thought that they were competent enough to do the disarming of the Hydra, and knocking the valve open and
somebody.
We're not saying don't say.
That was the owner of BattleBots decided that they were going to save Hydra, and they went back and reaching back in there.
First match,
and there's two valves back in there. There's the disarm valve, and then there's the I want to dump all the air valve. Well, when you dump the air, you just turn it just a scotch. He went full blast, so 2,000 psi air directly on his hand. He was not very. I don't think he was feeling so good after that one.
I think he was bleeding, and I remember we went. Dick and I, my dad and I, we went to our hotel room, and I leaned out of my bed over to him, and I was like, "Do you think we killed Trey?" And he was like, "I guess we'll know tomorrow."
Well, it's possible. I mean, it doesn't probably take a lot of air in the bloodstream to kill a person, right?
I know. It was really scary. I was very concerned.
We should probably have a.
We didn't get a link to that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hydra is a girl. A lot of people want to know what gender your bot is.
I would assume a girl, yes.
I think Hydra's a girl.
Mean bitch.
But
I've always said she.
What is fusion?
They're the twins. Depends on the frame.
That's a trans.
Yeah.
It's got to be
Yeah,
trans.
No, it depends on the frame. It depends on the frame. They're the twins. One of them's like a crier. She's a messy bitch. The other one like gets.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
always the clean
frame
one.
Frame 2.
That's true.
Yeah,
Frame one and frame two.
That's a girl and a boy. We determined this.
Interesting. Interesting. It's both, but it's neither.
So it's a Siamese
It's
twin.
Schrodinger's gender.
Yeah.
An androgynous robot.
The audience will never know if it's she or the girl or the boy in the box.
Oh, yeah.
We know.
Termina Heart, you're right. Yeah. Hydra has that big hole for things.
You don't want to see
No.
the things Jake did to that hole.
No.
So this is backstage. We all know where know where this is now because of a controversy.
Yep.
But this is where we wait.
And they were taping that croc to it. We're going to reweigh them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was the reweigh? Where's the controversy? Come on.
Well, that guy's got a big cell phone. Holy cow.
Yeah. Very interesting.
I'm
Why are you
jealous.
zeroing in so much in that guy's ass, Dad?
Who? What guy's ass? What are you talking about?
What are you talking
Why would
about?
he have a cell phone?
Because he had a big cell phone.
I wasn't looking at his ass. I was looking at his
So-
phone. That's
One
my
of the
new
things-
excuse.
cell phone.
Thank you for that.
One of the things
Oh,
we
I
make
thought you had
Trevor.
a big phone in your pocket.
One of the things
Yeah.
we make Trevor do, which I'm sure isn't his favorite thing, is to go videotape the.
No, I love doing it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I sometimes I get nervous if they're not there, so I try to make sure I try to ask, and if they're not there, sometimes I take videos, but I try to be polite and ask them. In the battery tent, it's a little different. Sometimes I'll just take video, which not everybody loves to be videoed, but like I don't know if it's like the mom of the captain or whoever the
I think it's a wife. You're talking about that one chick.
It's Jules.
Blonde hair.
It's Jules, yeah. It's
no,
Jules.
she got like really short
her.
hair.
Yeah, that's
Her.
Jules.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's
yeah.
I
Well,
think
she-
it's somebody's wife.
Yeah, she was there, and I asked her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, whatever." Like she was really nice. She was a sweetheart. So
Most people are cool with that.
So
yeah,
that
he-
blow up, is it a genuine blow up croc from Australia, or did they
How many
buy
hole-
that?
how many
Is it
holes
an
in that
alligator?
croc?
I have one just like it, so I don't know.
Oh
I know
man,
that-
saltwater crocodiles. Those are some scary sons of bitches.
So this is the push in. Then they're gonna push. Are they gonna push up the stage, or are they going? Are they actually going in? Do we remember?
This is going in. Yeah.
Oh, they're going. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna turn the corner. Yeah. So they're going in.
The right hand whiteness was the walk-in box.
Yeah.
So this is the scale, plural. There's
There's
one
one-
on the
One
There's-
up the top,
one at the
Yeah.
top. Somebody's putting a bot on.
and then Scorpius is right next to the other one.
One at the bottom. And
That
Jake
looks
used,
like
Jake used to
Ripperone.
Jake used to always try to use the far one because it didn't have that frame around it, so he could use his cart to put it down. But
Yeah.
halfway through this season, they said don't use this one anymore.
Yep, because it was like a pound heavier. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I don't know
One
which
of
way
them
it
was
was.
a pound heavier.
No, I think it was light. And people were getting through like. I
Being
think they
surprised with their
were
light.
using them a lot more.
Being surprised with
You
their
know what
lightness.
you know what it is? It's probably all those guys with magnets, magnetizing the steel surface on the top
Yeah,
of those
could be.
scales.
Interesting.
Good thing there's not much steel on Hydra to do that with.
They've
What a
got
great
knife.
looking! What a
They got a
great
knife
looking
safety.
robot.
Yeah, dude, it's one of the best themes out there.
Oh yeah, no, me and these guys were shooting the shit before the fight. I'm like, man, I love the knife. That is,
Yeah, it's so funny.
it's so Crocodile Dundee, right?
I love they tried to
No,
connect.
like-
that.
That's not a knife. I'll
This
show
is a
you
knife.
So everybody, this first you go to the scales,
Yeah.
then you go to the test box to prove that your bot works because they used to like get you all loaded and then your bot didn't work. And then so it's just to save production really too.
Yeah.
And this is where they usually need to make sure that your weapon works because you're not allowed to go in without a weapon.
Yeah.
Look how
Okay.
fast it is. Wow.
It is fast.
Core. Bring that. See the core message. Bring that one up. Blip. I don't know what he's saying. That
Oh, of the
Blip Boss is
magnet.
saying-
No, the thing. I've said this.
I feel like Core is a girl
Okay.
for some reason.
I have said this exact same thing, that live by the magnet, die by the magnet. I think once they got that one wheel off, the magnet base touched the metal, and that was
Right.
it.
Up on the
Yeah,
shelf.
but the back
Yeah, they're
wheel
like
was
off on the
still
shelf.
cocked.
I think it just wasn't.
He was still
powerful.
broken.
Oh yeah. But
Oh
they couldn't-
Yeah,
Yeah.
the back wheel was all
I remember talking about
janked
this.
up.
And there's a video somewhere where you can see there's like some. It's like a skew or
It's
something.
cockeyed, yeah.
Yeah. They must have just landed wrong or something. And then on top of that, they were like kind of high centered on that.
Yeah.
Railing.
Most of the wheels weren't touching.
All right, so Core is the guy. Check that off the list.
Tick.
I'm a guy.
He's doing a count.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is after you go to the scale for some reason, then you go to air, right? But this is where we top off the air spring or pump up the air spring,
Yep.
and then a lot of times you'll see Jake with his phone in Hydra's ass,
In the Hydra hole.
in the Hydra hole, reading the wireless pressures.
Yep.
Is that you manipulating
Nope.
these?
Nope.
No, that's
Safety does the
It's
does
probably
the
Rob.
pressuring.
Mhm.
So you tell them what amount you want. Is that how it goes?
Well, I got it on the gauge, and then he just slowly feeds it in until it reaches roughly the right gauge. Then we shut it off, and then you purge the line to make sure there's no pressure in the line, and then I take off my end, and we release all the air systems. And then from there, not even leaving the cart, once I get in there, I don't even go to the test box most of the time. I just leave it on the cart. I do my wheels up test the flipper, make sure that goes up, goes down, that kind of thing, and fires. Because when it's just sitting there, it is actually relatively safe. It's not a big spinner where you actually got to spin it up. I can move
Hey,
it
this
slow.
This is the safety guy we were talking about.
This is the guy we were talking about that I couldn't remember the name of.
Oh
The
yeah.
tall guy.
The absolute unit.
Who I call the
Nova's-
cool
Nova's son?
guy. Yeah, who I call the cool guy.
Yeah, he seems so excited to be there. It's really
Oh,
nice.
he is. He is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
He's great.
Look at him. I think I have a video somewhere. There's a song playing, and he's just vibing. And everyone else is so serious, and he's just having a good time.
I stand behind the button and I rock a lot. I get energy out by transferring weight from foot to foot, and I jump around and stuff like that. And he was like, "Hey, we were just talking about this." I was like, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, we were just talking about this. Do you have to pee or are you excited?" And I was like, "It's a little bit of both, my guy."
So everybody, look how absolutely massive and awesome this arena is in person. Just
There's
look
the
at this.
guy. There's the pit guy.
We
Yes,
just
thank
did that.
you. We already did that already.
Not Chuck and Nora's kid. Whoever that guy is. God, I forget his name every time.
Lisa, are you watching the YouTube stream instead of the?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Where are
I'm
you?
watching live.
Like,
He's right there. He's
What
right.
do you
He's
call him?
literally
We
right
just
there.
talked about this.
Is this
Oh.
him right here?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's his name?
I don't
Hey.
remember.
Court, they do have a huge fan, and it's always pulling pressure up and out of the box.
Oh,
and
yeah.
arena so they can get smoke and stuff out of there.
Yeah,
they also have
where's-
the hoop that they bring in when there's actual smoke.
Mhm.
Right, the extra machine to do it too. Yeah.
yeah, there's
Stand
giant pipes on top of the arena that are sucking the arena, making a negative, positive pressure? I don't know, negative pressure
Negative pressure.
to pull so it doesn't leak out to the audience. You don't want that smoke coming out of that arena.
Ooh, the fish fillet nightmare. Terry loves his fish fillet.
I was laughing at it, and I was like, "There's no way they're gonna talk about that."
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to talk about that.
He
I wish I
likes
had
himself a
control
filet
so I
fish.
could actually put up the funny ones.
I love McDonald's.
Well,
I
actually,
would bet 50% of the time
I
he goes to
love
McDonald's, it's a filet-o-fish.
I want to
love-
take a poll here of the people watching. I wasn't here to start and was not your normal host. How did the rest do as hosts? Was it a good job?
Well,
Do I
Reese's
need to
intro
just
was
quit
okay.
and can I just leave? Would that be acceptable?
Well,
Because they can take
We
over.
started the stream with 120 people in, so I guess we did okay.
I think the biggest issue is.
But we're down
Yeah.
lower now though.
Yeah, that's because you're here.
Because I
Right.
came back on. Yeah.
You came in and then you left.
Fuck this guy, dude.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I might
Maybe-
have to
very
maybe
racist and
maybe you need to take a shot. Somebody got like $10. They want to pay Jake.
God, are we
Have
drinking?
him take
Is
a
that what's
shot.
I think the biggest
Anybody
thing
out there?
Rachel and I are on one computer, so I'm like trying to do other things, and then like there's chats that we got to worry about. So it was that's somebody asked why I wasn't in the YouTube.
You need more screens.
Oh, we have enough
It's
screens.
about we're on
Rachel
Tell
has
you
a
what.
mouse, and I have my own mouse, so it's like we have to like sometimes we're trying to both use the mouse, and
Uh,
All right, and
I
also
fucking love me. I fucking love me some chicken nuggies.
Oh, it's the cheeseburgers.
dude,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's a McDouble with mac sauce. That is
are we doing the McDonald's order?
Nah.
All right, let's do them. Terry, what's your McDonald's
Okay,
order?
bare minimum McChicken, add tomato.
Okay, okay, I guess we're
What's
starting
on the
with
list?
Reese.
Okay,
Oh,
Terry,
you want my normal McDonald's order? So
Yeah.
here's what I'm getting. I'm gonna get a double quarter pounder with cheese, large fry,
yeah, with cheese.
large fry Diet Coke. That's not it, folks. Now we're gonna get ourselves a 20-piece McNugget, and not 2 10s, 120. All right, because there's like a $3 difference there.
mhm.
Bastards charged me for 2 of them once.
The box cost, man.
And after that, if I'm still hungry, I might mow down on the chick I'm with.
okay.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, that took me a few seconds to register what was happening there.
Oh, come
Weasel snuck one in on us. Sorry, folks. We had that travesty of a joke there.
Gee
Dang.
Willikers.
Dang to see Jake do it. Oh my god. Okay.
Well, breakfast it's going to be number 4 add cheese, medium black.
You
What's
asked
the number
for it.
4? Hang on, what's the number 4?
Let's see it.
Oh,
sausage,
shit.
egg, and biscuit.
Full
Wait,
screen
is this
Jake. Full screen
Wait,
Jake.
is it a cartwheel?
Oh god, yeah, full screen Jake.
No, just a
This could end in
karate
injury.
kick. Just a
This could
karate
end-
kick.
This could go in.
Here we
end in
go. He's
injury.
stretching. He's stretching. Getting ready. Here we go. Oh, there it is.
Never see it.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it
Get right in the
is.
head. Ready?
I was gonna say you're gonna kick your son
We're
right in the dome.
terrified. It's
Oh,
so-
right over top. That's right.
Okay, headphones back on. We're tired now. We need a beer.
Anyway, we didn't get past this McDonald's thing. Tiny
done.
Hands.
You're
Yeah,
done.
that was it. I mowed down on her.
Was
Let's
that,
go.
was that good?
Okay,
Was that good
okay,
enough?
okay.
Good enough.
Terry's
So
up.
we got Terry's, but I don't know what a number 4 is.
It's a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Okay.
Well, you have to add the cheese, right?
No,
What-
that's
what's
breakfast. That's breakfast. That's
Okay,
different. I'm going to
well then-
Hardee's.
Okay, well then standard it would be lately it's been the 2 cheeseburger meal.
That's mine.
Yes, that's mine.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay,
It
that's
is
3 of us.
good.
That's 4 of us checked off. Tom, McDonald's order?
The joke answer is you get a chicken burger, a fillet of fish, and a quarter pounder, and you make a land, sea, and air burger. But my actual order is
That's called a McGangbang over here.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay,
kidding.
okay.
That's what it's
I prefer
called.
that name.
Okay.
I prefer that name.
What's
No,
the
my
real
actual
order?
my actual order is double quarter pounder with cheese meal, but I asked them to take out the pickles, the onion, the mustard, and the ketchup. And then I get the 5 chicken. They're called chicken selects over here. The chicken strips.
The chicken toast.
Oh, you
Dude.
still have chicken strips?
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
What the
Don't really
fuck?
Don't
What the
get the
fuck
quarter
is
pounder.
this?
You get 2 McDoubles and you get more meat.
Yeah.
I-
I
lower
am
price.
pissed. Why do they give fucking UK
You
chicken
don't.
select?
You don't.
Piss me off a little bit.
Honestly, they might
The
have a
McDoubles
law.
are-
The
They might have a
McDoubles
law.
are a smaller patty, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you have 2 of
No, it's
them. That makes
double
more
quarter
than
pounder.
a
Is
double
1
quarter pounder.
Is 1/10 of a pound.
Tom, can you
You're
get
getting
the
0.4 pounds.
can you
rather
get the
than
fused
half.
nuggets?
Dick.
Can, you
But I
can
said
you
2.
still get the fused nuggets?
And
That's
it's
what I'm
still
saying.
and it's
Oh,
still
okay.
No,
I
there's
thought
no
maybe
fused
they-
nuggets. We
See,
never
when
have
you-
fused nuggets here.
When
They
you
might-
go to the
They might have a
drive-through
law
right
against
now,
the fused nuggets.
the first thing they ask you is, "Are you going to be using your app today?" And I'm thinking, aren't they like asking you to use the app to eliminate their job?
Dude, chicken selects were the shit.
Oh,
and
and
I'm pissed
Oh, yeah.
they got
And
rid of them.
them.
they do put some pretty decent deals on the app too, where you get like a free burger with so much
Yeah.
stuff, or you get a
Reese,
free
come over
drink
here
for
and
the
we'll go
day.
get chicken selects.
They're definitely trying to push people towards it.
Reese,
I
did you
might.
hear
I'll just
that?
sleep
Did you
on
hear
it.
that, Reese? They don't have the fused fake chicken
So the nuggies.
chunks. They don't have the nugs.
We have nugs, but we don't have fused nugs.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't
when
know
you
what
break them
fused nugs
apart,
are.
you can't. It just looks like
Mush.
rubber.
Yeah.
No, we just have normal nuggets. There's no fused nuggets. They're just regular nuggets
Yeah.
made
You
with
might
the
be
dried
right.
fish and
But
oil.
that's separate from
I
the
like-
chicken selects.
You're saying you're getting
correct?
whole
Like
cut
chicken
chicken
selects
nuggets.
is like something like this.
I think that's what he's saying.
Can you see how big this is?
Yeah,
No,
yeah. We still have
Something like
those.
that.
Oh, good.
Why,
Yeah, yeah.
Why
Like
are
it's
you
a-
always telling a story that's that big?
Why is everything?
I don't
this
know.
big?
Yeah, everything you
Oh.
say is this big. Oh, she tells the truth.
We're not getting down here.
He's
Maybe down
overcompensating
here.
all his stories.
Yeah, he doesn't like the nuggets because it reminds him of something else. He prefers the
Okay.
chicken.
Yes, McDonald's is not good for you, but
What?
it's so delicious.
I'll die.
Not
Guys,
true.
what's your
Not
top
true.
When
burger
when
place?
you're craving McDonald's, you need that grease.
I seen a totally unbiased high school professor who was paid by McDonald's to do a study with his children on eating McDonald's for a month straight to combat the Super Size Me documentary. He turned out fine. He lost weight. You can lose weight eating McDonald's, folks.
The supersized guy was also like rampantly an alcoholic.
I'm not gonna give them that they're the best crap though out there.
Was it?
I mean, I would still rather go to T-Bell, like hands down.
T-Bell.
T-Bell's gonna be.
Taco Bell is the healthiest fast food chain out there.
No. Well,
It is.
okay.
Well,
Here's
I
the
don't know
thing.
anybody saying
Here's the
Wendy's.
thing. Taco Bell feeds right into the milk monopoly.
Oh, don't start with this. Okay.
I'm getting into this conspiracy brain Reese here.
Okay. You get 1 minute to state your case. Ready? Go.
The milk conspiracy is that Taco Bell was suffering because of sales, and so what they did, the milk board pushed cheese onto them, and so everything got double and triple the cheese, which made everybody shit their pants, and Taco Bell's profits went up. Win-win.
Great story. Compelling.
Oh, that was a good one. Good one. You
Well
finally got that
timed.
set up for the right
Well
one.
Waiting
timed.
4
Well
streams to
timed,
use that.
Dick.
Incredible.
Oh, no. Okay, so what is the best burger to have later? After it's cooled down and you got to reheat it. What burger is the best?
oh,
Hmm.
I can't
None of
answer
them.
this. I
Make a
can't
fresh
answer
burger,
this.
you heathens.
No.
Like-
Fast food burgers.
no,
Which
like,
burger is
no,
the best when you do it?
no,
There is
no.
one
Hands
above
down,
all
there-
else.
I've never
Frisco.
done
No, you just
The
eat it at
Frisco
the
from
time.
Hardee's.
No.
Frisco from Hardee's. Yep.
I've never done
Yep.
it.
It's a Whopper.
If there's food in front of me, I am eating it. Like, I've never done this reheating. But
Yeah, clean your plate.
Trevor.
Well, did
Is that
we
why
ever
you
go
keep
over
that
the
peanut
normal
butter
Taco
around?
Bell order?
Yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah.
Done that?
I've never been to Taco Bell.
Oh, you're missing out. You will
I did.
gain 20 pounds if you join the team this next year. So, just
Oh, I
saying.
look forward to that. I don't
I-
imagine UK Taco Bell holds up to American Taco Bell.
Excuse me, I forgot about the jalapeno McDouble. Y'all ever have one of them?
Yeah, they got rid of it. It was amazing.
Why
That was
the fuck?
I went to that all the time.
That was it. That was it, baby. And they got rid of it.
Yeah, what about the brats? They had Johnsonville brats too. At least here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right,
don't remember that.
Timbo. I think since he has never been to Taco Bell, that we just need to kick him off the team now. That's a
There's
very
still
legit
time for
reason.
me. In my defense, UK Taco Bell won't hold up to American Taco Bell, so there's no point me going. I'll
Does
go when I'm
anything
there.
UK?
I don't know, man. If your McDonald's has the chicken selects,
Meat pie.
I
Yeah,
suspect
we
your
got that.
Taco Bell's doing pretty
I
good
wrote-
too.
Oh, do we really have to
We
watch
got the
this
chicken
again?
select.
not a fourth time.
Like again?
Good evening, bot fan.
Last
Did
time,
somebody say gun
last
check?
time.
Here. I've been browsing through my Fusion merchandise store,
Can't
and
have
I
to get over it
noticed
the whole time, though.
you have not bought anything.
At least make a new one.
What?
Or
Jake, you're 100% right. Like, make a new one.
or better one.
This
Fusion
is old
bikini
hat.
Not good enough for you? Does it not have
I am
enough
not
lift
making it, though.
in your bosom?
No.
Are you telling me that this bikini
I hear Trevor's for
doesn't
hire.
look good? 'Cause
You
I
can't
got
afford me.
news for you. It's soft, it's comfortable, and it adds 2 cup sizes.
He does a chest flex here. I never saw it till just like
We've
recently.
got everything.
Oh yeah,
from
the booby
men
bounce.
and
Yeah.
women. Check out these leggings, folks. My God, this blue pair. Oh, you've even got a little kiss.
By what?
Straight from my heart. T-shirts, more skirts, V-neck shirts for women. Oh, I know you ladies like this quarter zip pullover. We've even got a deck of cards. Beach towels? Are you kidding me?
Beach
And
towels are really
how
nice,
could
by
you
the way.
Forget about the panties. Of course, signed by
Okay.
Reese Ewert.
Yeah,
Right
Trevor's
on
behind
your
her.
ass cheek. And of course, we have the bikini. Available in many strap colors.
Reese, what color strap colors are there?
Red, white, purple. Blah, 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 blah.
Black, white, red, yellow, purple, pink, navy, light pink, ocean, and orange.
And all this is available at fusion.printify.me.
It never gets any less seedy or disturbing.
I think it's worse.
You never
No,
seen the titty shake?
He
How-
should
you've never
change
seen
it
the
and
titty
make
shake?
it worse. So every time it is actually changed just a little
Well,
bit.
here's the thing. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place on this. Like, I gotta top that. So
Oh, now she's complaining about the style.
Right there.
First they were-
She wants you in the granny panties then.
First they were too expensive. Now they're granny.
well, on that note, we slashed all of the prices, folks. These we are bottom dollar. We're talking about 5% margins on these panties. All right. Everything slashed rates, cut rate, just so you folks will buy them and hang them on a wall.
Not again, Andrea.
Did Tiny Hands buy one yet?
No, I thought about it last time we watched the commercial. Every time I watch
You
it,
want a bikini, don't you?
no, I want some leggings. So that
I'm just going to see how much the postage is for over here. If I get a fusion
It's not
rub.
possible. We can't. Apparently, they don't ship
Fake
international.
Monopoly.
Hey, we're using the pot holder every day.
Reese, you should make a cigarette lighter fusion. That's what you should.
Yeah, or match.
That's what we were
matches.
saying.
Trevor's idea: matches, Zippo lighters,
Okay.
anything that starts
this?
on fire. My
Right.
bed sheets.
By
Hey!
itself.
Oh,
in your
don't
pocket.
don't start talking anything about giving him money to put on the
Parks.
bikini.
For putting on panties?
Uh,
Yeah, what's
probably.
going on here?
I can't
We'd have to see
find the
money
chat
from
right
it.
'Cause I can
don't
do
wanna see
that.
I would.
I can do that.
No,
That's Reese
He does
after
it for
dark.
free.
They are
That's a
right
different-
here.
No,
They
no,
are
that's
right
a Reese
here.
after dark stream. That's just not.
So Parks, introduce yourself for the new members who don't know who you are and why you're even
Hey, there he is.
around here. He's
Hey,
the upgraded
nice
Tom.
There
Is the
he is.
simple
I've
part.
been trying to get rid of him.
I'm not.
Oh, you're the downgrade of Reese.
Yeah, I'm the downgrade.
We found the
I'm
pecking
Reese's
order.
number one fan, number one Fusion fan. I don't know. I attended Robo Games and I survived, and Dick thought that was funny, so I'm here.
it is
He
funny.
I'm glad he's
he
a good
messages me on Facebook and he talks a lot of smack specifically about Reese.
No, it's not true.
Actually,
No,
it's more
I-
about
he
you,
showed me
Trevor.
the
I thought he talked the
screenshots.
most
I
about
believe
Trevor.
He had
So
some
now
vile things. He used
I
curse words
used
that didn't know-
to like
I didn't know
Parks.
present.
No, Reese,
I
I,
used to
love
like 'em.
Fusion. No.
You should see him on Discord. He's ruthless.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
No, I'm just kidding.
The Legion's is fine.
Fusion's great. I'm excited for the new Fusion. I heard you guys were talking about it earlier.
Reese, are you too drunk to get that drawing up? Weren't you going to give us a drawing? of
Dick,
the-
I sent it to you last week.
Well, let's just say that Parks
This
is a
is-
guy who does lighting, kind of like Trevor likes to do camera work.
Except
Sound guy.
Parks actually gets paid to do it.
Well, now Trevor's going to be a sound guy because apparently that interests him because he watches all these guys just get shit on at BattleBots, and he wants to be that job apparently. So
apparently,
I would
The
not
best
work-
of-
I would not work in reality TV.
Oh,
apparently
okay.
me-
So there is a
me
difference.
wearing the panties takes down the viewership slightly.
Obviously.
We dropped 20.
or it was the McDonald's
Whoa.
stock, or
Tom,
Parks. There's a
Or
lot of
me,
factors
yeah.
that could have came into here.
It might have been a combination of all three. Hey, sound mixers though, Trevor's smart. Sound mixers get paid so much money. They get paid like $85 an hour.
Well, what's so funny is everyone's told me that, and there's just
I'll be game for some booty shorts
because I just don't know. I don't know the right people. It's like a very.
He's poor as shit.
Yeah.
Once you know the right people, it's.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, the weird. It sounds kind of like an afterthought for a lot of people. Like they don't think they need
the awful lot of silent movies I see people casting for.
Yeah.
Okay, Nightmare. I had to hide that one. You got me. Yeah.
Why did this?
I have a nice pair of shorts.
Is the writer strike still going on?
They got a 1-inch seam on them.
Very much so. The studios refused to even meet with the writers as of yesterday.
So how does that affect you? Like, right on.
Well, if no one's writing, then they stop productions.
Yeah, nothing's being made right now. The only people trying to force through shows are like Disney and
BattleBots.
House of Dragons is trying to force through something.
Well, if I understand correctly, I believe like in Atlanta there's a lot of reality TV, and I think that's more unaffected because there's not like writers the way that there's not scripts really. There's like story people. But
I have a challenge for you, Trevor. Okay. Okay. I need you to get on at least the Little Women of LA show.
Atlanta?
That show. Yes.
Okay.
Little Women
I'll try.
Oh, Atlanta, whatever. Yeah, that's the show. You have to get on there for me, so I can say that I know somebody who works there.
Little Women.
Little Women.
Dwarves? Okay.
Yeah,
It's like Real Housewives.
Long and short of it.
I don't know what else is going on. There's always something. I'm trying to get on Stranger Things or like the next season of Last of Us, but I have no idea like how I would even find that.
But you like both those shows, right?
Yeah, I mean Stranger Things is fine. I watch it.
Well, your luck would be you get on a show that you absolutely like can't watch yourself, right? That's what you'd have to work on.
That's what I think. A lot of people do that. You just work on stuff because you do whatever.
I've worked on a lot of shows that are really terrible. I mean, I used to work on Chicago Med. I find that show pretty abysmal.
I don't like that show either.
Yeah, the biggest thing.
I have a bad word against Chicago Fire.
I didn't work.
Honestly, I considered moving to Chicago. There's a good amount of work in Chicago too, but a lot of what happens in Atlanta is like there's a lot of like people who have like ideas, but they don't have money to fund those ideas. So they're like, oh yeah, join my group. You know, we're gonna change the industry, this and that. It's like you're just blowing smoke up everyone's ass.
Would this be the time for Eeyore to pitch his reality TV show?
Hold on.
Let's hear it.
So I was just peeing, and I heard Tiny Hands say long and short.
Talk about your hair
for the Little Women joke, and nobody got that. I was laughing my ass off, piss everywhere.
Well, that's no different when you're drunk anyway, so that's not a big deal. And no, we cannot take any endorsements from Bad Robot. That's a no-no. We don't do that. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready to hear about.
Parks?
I'm ready to hear about this reality show.
Hold on a second.
Oh, you're taking notes.
Let me compare notes. What do you got?
I'm nothing. You haven't told me the show yet.
You're pitching the show.
So here's my idea. First off, we're gonna follow me from wake up until sleep.
Okay.
Not already.
That's it.
Like a shrimping boat, you know, and then you got like the core of a girlfriend.
Hyper original.
That you knock up.
Forrest Gump. It sounds a lot like Forrest Gump.
No, it's way different.
Yeah,
it's Forrest Gump.
Let's call it Woodsy Reese.
I'd watch it. And like you can meet like different presidents.
Because frankly, a lot of my time is spent, struggling through the jungle, cutting up wood, and then getting STDs from chicks who have kids.
Wait, is that did you just tell us something like that?
Trevor,
Did I just hear you right?
Forrest Gump.
That you're on Naked
Hold
and
on,
Afraid?
Hold on. On that note, hold on a second. On that note, you know what pisses me off about Forrest Gump?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That man stood by her side through thick and thin, and that fucking cunt didn't come back until she had AIDS.
Whoa!
Trevor,
I'm so glad his internet just kicked out. That was so nice. Yes, you have to be on the trigger, Trevor. You have that job.
I just started.
You literally have to have your mouse over his mute button.
Alrighty.
Whenever.
saw that coming.
Whenever.
Why would we have seen that coming?
Yes.
Well, he started with
Who has that strong feelings about Jane?
Wait, what are you doing?
Dude, I as soon as Weasel talks ever, I put my mouse over his mute button. I'm ready for it instantly. You have
Trevor,
to be.
what am I doing? I'm
Left and right.
going back in time because Reese ewarded me and he said, "Oh, I sent that to you." So now I got to go find it. I'm still scrolling back trying to find this fusion picture.
The real pitch for the real reality.
It's a video.
Oh, the video.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Should I just text it
It
to
went
you?
off the rails again.
No, I can find it now
Well,
that I know what I'm looking for.
Nightmare, I don't have I have control of the YouTube chat, so I can kind of mute you there, but I don't have control of the stream chat anymore. So Weasel's on his own for getting muted.
He is
Trevor's
present.
supposed to be on that.
Trevor was supposed to be, but he's over there
On
drinking
Reese's
and
mute?
forgetting.
That's not true. It's
Oh,
common.
he's still muted.
Oh, that's like your number one job after hour one of this stream
You know,
is
he should have known
ready to
that.
mute Weasel. Like it should be a hot button on the keyboard.
I love that I have a handler. That's so cool.
That's how you know you've made it, Reese.
That's my job at BattleBot.
Yeah, I have to like part of my job that I've just sort of like taken on is that when you're outside for 30 minutes on a smoke break, I have to go out and stand next to you until you're like, all right, better get back to it. And then you go back in.
Okay, Weasel.
He's gone for 40 minutes. I walk
I-
outside, he's back inside in 5.
Listen.
You guys don't have a
Ready?
designated driver, you just have a designated
I'm a
Reese
man
handler.
who likes to
Yeah.
take his time and do
Are you ready?
things improperly.
Improperly.
I feel
Yes. God damn, I'm spilling
Parks,
everywhere.
he still hasn't found the baseball glove yet.
you. What?
No.
It sounds like
She
more like you
needed
do
that.
things indecently than improperly.
It's so important. It's so important.
She's calling you in the middle of the night asking for this baseball glove, obviously.
How was the eyeliner today? Is it going well?
Two
Eyeshadow.
eyeliners, 2 different eyeshadow colors.
I'm just reading the line, man. Leave me alone.
The scroll.
So
Your screen
Terry.
is like an inch on my screen, so I can't see like nothing. You're like there, but I can't see anything.
So Terry,
You got
it's,
UK
And since I don't have control, I
Yeah.
can't make you big.
What's up, Dick?
it's the drive video.
No. It's a 3D CAD rendering.
Oh, yeah. You can show that one also. The drive,
drive
video,
video?
and there's 2 of them.
Okay.
Oh, put that one
Ooh.
up. Put that one up, Trevor. I know.
JJ says Tiny Hands
Yeah,
looks really
that's the one.
cute.
Put that one up.
Ooh.
Wow, dude.
We need more of that, chat. More compliments, please. Yes. Also, we need $1 for Weasel to take a chug out of that vodka bottle.
1, make it 5. You got
No.
yourself a deal.
No, 1.
I'm sick of getting drunk for nothing.
You're cheap tonight.
Yeah.
It's always
Well, you
cheaper.
should see the chicks I got outside.
No.
Are they out there?
What is that?
Oh, we're over the mute again.
In
You
the,
think I'm cheap?
in the shed? You got the chicks in the shed?
Are these
You think I'm
chicks you bought at Tractor Supply?
You know what? I'm gonna do it, Nightmare. I'm gonna do it. Ready, set, gone.
What happened?
What is the sound we're hearing?
Not
Ooh,
a
made a
good
weird-
sound.
Gluggy sound.
Where is that?
Bro, what's this?
Yeah, what is this?
Can I speak or am I muted? What
No,
the
you're
fuck?
good.
There's actually a different video, Dick.
Oh my god.
Dick.
Look for
Dick
the-
has
look- Look for the one with the monster cans on the floor.
Yeah. Well, Dick's
See,
camera
this
is
is-
his house cameras right now, and he's trying to look for stuff, and he doesn't want to be on camera while he's trying to look needy. So
Plus, we've got the gray foxes.
yeah,
trouncing around outside. Very cute.
Thank you, Pinfari. I'm not sure if you're a man or a woman at this point, but
Raven,
I'm going to take it.
I dislike you, Raven. Now, thank you.
Oh, what did Raven do?
Oh, Raven, and here you were.
You were bagging on him for 7 weeks, and he turned you.
And you know what? I'm glad. I'm glad you're
Reese
on
might be the
board.
most handsome, but I have like boyish cuteness. You know what I mean? It's like a different. It's a different kind of.
Yeah, there's like
You're
different
like
things.
high school crush.
Yeah,
You're high school
exactly.
crush, and Reese is the star quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
security camera from his house. He has a unique number of security cameras on his house.
I like
you
that
cannot
analogy, Tom.
get close
I
to
do.
that house without him.
Facebook, look up stupid family wildlife.
Yeah.
And he's got really nice cameras. He's got Fox cameras. He's got
this one's
mouse
okay?
cameras.
Oh, dude, the Fox family. They're great.
Okay, Dick. What are we looking for here?
Dick,
Oh,
check
You already
the
got
new
it.
Fusion.
It's up there.
It's up now.
It's in the Facebook
Whoa.
group chat.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
There it
that look
is.
kind of cool. It's got a horizontal and a vert, so it's still fusion.
So you've
But
made it
it's-
even more
it's-
compact.
It looks
Looks like a
no.
pelican.
Yeah.
And what size horizontal? What size vert?
No, you can't tell those kind of things. But what I will say is this. The vert has twice the energy of current fusion. The horizontal is more powerful than Tombstone.
So why are you doing this if you can't keep less active weapons?
I'll tell you why. That's a great question, Jake. Great question. Because we've got new motors. Wait a minute. New motors?
Literally.
Weird how that
I
works.
mean, where does the fire come out? That's a good question.
Which hole? Yes. Where's the hot spot?
There
Yeah.
will be a flamethrower in the front. The theory is if we create the fire on purpose, it will not have the fire on accident.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an undercutter, or is that reversible?
It can
It
invert.
is invertible.
Yeah.
In fact, the
Just
funny
the
thing
top
is
wheels on it.
that horizontal with the design of this one is always a 1/4 inch off the ground, whether it's inverted or not.
Great.
So you will always be able to take off somebody's forks.
Other than getting more room in Fusion, there's a few other things we want to fix some shortcomings on, and one of those is the horizontal's not nearly close enough to the floor on the current version.
I see somebody saying the wide stance screams hijinks, but this bot is almost the same size as Sawblaze. So it's not that wide.
Pretty much.
It's not huge. It's a
It
lot
looks
bigger
like
than
Soul
old
Blaze, like in
Fusion.
the base.
Better not be huge.
Oh, let's
And
show
the
the
neat-
video clip of the test drive footage.
The neat thing is the horizontal and the vert are meshing together with their air pockets about an inch away from each other. So there is going to be a certain amount of chime that comes from this spot, which is why I think it should be sound themed. Something. Because it's going to scream.
Wait, so we're not going to call
Like-
it fusion?
It's definitely not fusion.
Okay.
No,
What
it's
should it be, chat? What should it be?
definitely not determined yet if we're going to keep Fusion or not.
That's
No.
the name, dude. TBD.
You
It's
can...
the wrong video clip.
Oh, I don't know which one. that
Working
The
title.
one with the
Working title.
monster can.
To
What if you
Put
just
the
I
monster
can't find-
cans
I
to
can't find
target
that one.
for him to drive.
TBD?
I can't find that one.
Yeah,
TBD.
to be determined.
I just threw it
Oh,
in.
What if you
the
just
group.
call it the
That wasn't
Screamer?
too bad.
What
Dragons.
about STD or VD?
Well, that would be
Stop it.
perfect for you, I guess, yeah.
No, just the Screamer.
Well,
Ooh.
Squirter.
Actually, wait. No, I'm out.
Squirt. She was. This is a bot name. She
Hey.
was a squirter.
No.
Stop it.
Gotta be faster, Trevor. Gotta be
He's
faster.
cheating.
I can do it retroactively.
No, we should have that button, like a 5-second, like, okay, I got 5
Yeah.
seconds to go back and mute that.
What?
You
Did
didn't
unmute
unmute
him?
me, you son of a bitch.
We're drunk with power.
Huge poon.
Yeah, what's the huge poon? I don't even remember.
That was in the after show.
Monster cans.
Okay, so that's how big it is, folks. It's not that big.
Yeah, it's
Mad
not
Catter-
like the
Mad Catters said they have a harpoon, but it's huge. It's a huge poon.
Yeah, I don't see. I don't.
I hate that.
They should have
term.
workshopped that a little bit, you know.
Okay, so I've been hanging out in the Discord talking with Zach from Mad Catter, and Zach believes that Martin Mason does not know what poon means.
Clearly.
He might be old school.
Or he
It's
does it. He's
possible,
like
but
God
Oh my
tier
God.
meme. He's a
I
meme.
firmly believe if he grew up anywhere in the 80s or 90s, he knows what a poon is.
You would think.
They aired it.
I'll show that one, Nightmare. That one's fine. Yeah, Weasel has a certain theme to his bots he likes them to look like. No doubt.
Biomimicry.
So before we get into the design further, we want to do just a crude test platform for test driving it to see if we can get the weighting just right. And so we end up whipping up this little simple tube frame, and then we have pipes coming off that we can put weights on in different spots.
The plates are just that. They're weight plates. 45 pounds, 35 pounds, staggered around the bot for how we think the weighting will end up on this rough design.
So you decided not to do the egg beater tape?
Right.
Okay.
It's too weak. Ukraine is weak.
Strong enough.
Well,
You can do it. You can
Nope.
do it if you allocate 60 pounds for your weapon and you got 3-inch thick steel there. But then you can't do fusion.
you can't make a 30-pound weapon strong enough for heavyweight. Oh yeah, we're gonna the new fusion's gonna do away with forks completely because we're gonna
Yep.
take care of the fork problem.
Yep.
Well, okay, I mean, yeah.
It's to minimize the area that we have to armor too with heavy armor.
The more weapon you have, the less armor you kind of have. I mean, look at Hijinks. Hijinks barely has any armor. Or Valkyrie.
You're talking. What you're talking about here, though, is 70,000 foot-pounds on the horizontal here, which is 100,000 joules.
Actually,
Tombstone
it's-
was 80.
Hey, put up the Dystopias one.
Sure.
So, it's actually safer to be upside down because then the armor is on top like a shell spinner and you're protected. So even if it does get flipped upside down, it's probably a
In
better
fact,
way to
there's
maybe start with
many
it.
fights where it might start upside down, and you flip your vert rotor. So
If you
it goes
want
the other way.
to try to break other verts, then you would drive it upside down and then swing down with your vert.
Hence the name Thunderstruck, because there's going to be times where it swings down and everything is made to be durable and last through these hits.
Can we talk about Bot Weasel for a second? What
Oh.
fight was it that we built like an ad hoc, multi-bot?
Marvin.
Marvin.
It was Marvin versus
Falcon, Marvin,
Falcon.
and the
Falcon.
Weasel. That was my first actual fight in BattleBots where I
That
drove something. I think.
That was super fun. No, you drove the Sound Meddler before that, I thought.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So-
that was Hydra's first season. We had Sal, Hydra, and Falcon. We had 3 bots there, and then they made another one.
The Weasel Meddler was super fun. We built it out of like a bunch of tiny shit, like just scraps and stuff before the
It was
Marvin
janky.
fight. And I remember very distinctly that Hal went up to somebody else and asked, like, what are the multi-bot rules to see if
It was
we could, like-
Paulie.
it was he went to Paul.
You went to Paul.
He went to Paul and said, hey, like, what are the multi-bot and, like, Meddler bot rules for this year? Because we hadn't safetied this little bot. And without the context at all, knowing what, like, Hal was asking about, Paul said, oh, I don't know, you should ask Dick. Like, he usually knows that kind of stuff.
I was the one making
He
it.
was essentially told to ask the team that was building the multibot if their multibot was allowed. It was so funny.
He never asked.
Just what the air must have just deflated from Hal getting that answer. He was like, "Hey, the subtext is Dick's making like a tiny bot to go in this fight. Is that allowed?" And Paul says, "Ask Dick."
He'd know the multibot rules because I ran multibots.
Yeah,
So
it's so funny. So yeah, I don't know if Weasel's a good name because
I loved it. That was a perfect Weasel.
Already.
Rolling Thunder I see here.
Yeah, that's what I
Here's the thing. Fusion's atomic, so you want it to kind of be similar based, but in the same sense, you're thinking sound. There's a lot of sound. There's a lot of vibration. There's a lot of energies colliding.
Okay.
Because it might be upside down half the time.
We'll just call it baseball glove.
What about Chernobyl?
Because it'll always be missing. Yeah, there you go. That'll work for us. Sure. Why not?
Nah.
We couldn't do your other one though. That one.
I was thinking, okay, so delta is a change in something, but in standard physics, what would be a change in energy? Delta what?
Energy is
What's the thing where you like clap somebody's ears? What's that called?
That's called being a bastard.
The box like.
You called Sonic Boom? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like that's like the easy one.
Yeah.
But that feels lazy.
I would say Chernobyl because it's always going to melt down.
Okay,
Right?
Fusion it is. Your fans know it as Fusion. Unless you think your persona is bigger than the bot name.
Boombox.
Oh, Delta Jew.
No.
Jew.
Get on the mute.
I think he's trying to say Delta Jewel, but he's slurring it. I don't know.
Yeah. This is no good, but the symbol for energy in physics is J. So delta J.
Jewel. Yeah, it's Jewel. Jewel.
I said Jew.
How about entropy?
Yeah, mute him again.
Why would you say that?
Why? What are you doing?
For whose benefit? Like, for what? For whom?
For what purpose?
Hey, Tom, what's the story with your hat?
My hat. Oh, this was for Eurovision earlier. The greatest day in all the year, Eurovision. I was wearing my
Can you
Eurovision
explain
mask.
what all takes place there?
Yeah, a very weird mind fuck of a music show where all the weirdest acts from Europe and one from Australia and one from Israel come together to put on a very bizarre music show. It's a yearly tradition in my family. We don't have many, but that's one of them.
Is it a competition? Who won?
Sweden won. The wrong country won. It should have been Finland.
Practically the same country, anyways.
So how many people attend this? It's like thousands.
How many attend? Oh yeah, quite a few thousand. We were hosting it this year because obviously Ukraine probably doesn't have a stadium anymore, so we held it for Ukraine.
So they normally host it, or was it?
Yeah, the country that usually wins usually hosts it, but Ukraine isn't really in a position to host it, so we came second, so we hosted it this year.
This is the winner.
You never seen it?
No, we don't. There's a movie with Will Ferrell in it that makes fun of it that I've seen.
We've only seen Euro Trip. So
Euro Trip.
And Van Wilder's European Vacation.
Yeah.
Now, I love trying to explain Eurovision to Americans because they often don't know what the fuck it is. But just imagine the most on acid music show. That's the act that should have won. That's Green and the Pink. You see that one on the right, the green and the pink for Finland?
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't like that guy's vibe.
Yeah.
I'd went with black and purple, but
so like a psychedelic music only based Americans Got Talent.
Yeah, but America's nothing to do with it.
I mean, if we're gonna change the name, I do like Cold Fusion. Somebody brought that up.
Cold Fusion.
It's different, but it's not different.
Yeah.
But if the damn thing burns again, that's gonna suck.
Am I still muted?
It's climate change, man. Then we're just melting the polar ice cap.
Yeah. Climate change.
Reese, you can see if you're muted because there's a little thing that says you're muted when you're muted.
So mute him so I can see it.
So look,
and leave him muted.
It's right there.
I can even see it.
You fuck suckers.
That was a good mute. Well timed.
So you don't have to keep asking, "Am I muted?" It's
Okay.
literally right there.
Or you can just not say stupid
I
stuff.
don't know if it's still muted. I am muted. What the fuck?
Also, it says across your screen that you're muted. It's not like it's subtle.
Oh my god.
Guys, I've got hot news from Destructathon from Proving Grounds. Slamo won a fight.
Ooh.
Slamo won.
When I saw that was the first time the Dooms ever showed any sort of functionality, right?
Yeah,
So
it was Slamo versus Doom.
Yeah, I don't think their weapon worked even at Robo games.
It barely did. It was probably about 30% ready at Robo games.
Didn't a battery pack fall off?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
were
happened.
overweight, so they had to take off a plate of armor and covered it with duct tape or something.
What is
Yeah,
Will
they named it
Ferrell?
Wood.
Hey, don't get us banned, man. Don't get us banned.
Will Ferrell?
Yeah,
What is that?
It's a funny movie. Eurovision Song Contest, the story of
Yep.
Fire Saga.
I watched that one.
Oh,
It's
I
great.
did
Wait,
see
who is
that.
Will Ferrell? Did you just ask who Will Ferrell was?
So let's go back to this live show. So Doom's weapon apparently worked for 10 seconds. How do they show up to a BattleBots competition last season, then show up to the live show and still not work? I just don't.
I think the problem with Doom was a very overambitious CAD design that they didn't have the time or resources to put together beforehand.
What about that Fusion Minotaur?
Yeah,
fight?
I mean, how do you make it to the bracket of?
There's a lot of
32
kinetic
and
energy
start on
happening
fire
there.
15 seconds later. How does that happen?
I guess, yeah.
Reese, the first 5 seconds of that fight, I was like, "Holy shit, he's gonna do it!"
I was gonna do it.
Everybody
Parts-
thought that.
Days, I was like,
gonna
"Oh my
do it.
god!"
But let me fucking tell you how pissed I am that I didn't realize he was inverted. Because you know what I would have done? I would have tail whipped that bitch right into his face.
Yeah, everybody gets up out of their seats like, "Hey," and then 5 seconds later, everybody's on a low again. That's a roller coaster bot, really. Motions just run wild with this thing.
Now, when you say bitch, you mean the bot, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Reese, you only need to run 30 times longer to win that fight. That's not. I mean, you can do that.
Well,
It's only 30 times. I mean,
Dick, do you know the difference between 10 seconds and 3 minutes? There's
Do
a
you?
lot.
Yeah.
I do, unfortunately.
Hyper aware.
Yeah,
Like,
but would you
oh,
rather
9
have a really
seconds.
good 10
Oh,
seconds?
10
So
seconds.
here's my
Would
thing.
you rather
Here's-
have a
I
really
seen-
good
I
10
seen a
seconds
lot
or a
of-
crap 3 minutes?
I seen a lot. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
I mean, he's fine with 10 seconds. She's not.
You had a really good 10
Well,
seconds.
I think the fans, wink wink, are equally as disappointed by a crap 3 minutes or a really interesting 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, there's a common middle ground there.
You should build up your stamina.
It's really
Whoa.
hard. All I got is this blow up doll.
Whoa! Someone go
and
back
and
to
it doesn't have needs.
this is good.
Catalyst.
Catalyst.
Because when one weapon goes down, the other one burns as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one
Because
going in the chat. Super Collider.
Catalyst super fighter.
Oh no, that was a robot. Super Collider already was a robot. Shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, somebody had Super Collider already. Damn.
Who cares?
Who cares?
That's true, Raven.
It's
Nobot
probably going
has
to be
lasted against Minotaur.
The odds are it's going to be 95% fusion again, 4% thunderstruck, 1% other.
What about just confusion?
How about
confusion?
Confusion.
Nope.
And we lost another 20 people.
Why don't you just call it sticky underwear?
Ugh.
No, leave him muted. Leave him muted.
Dude, he's still got those panties on his microphone. What do you think they're for?
Can't leave
I
him
just
muted.
noticed
I am
Reese's
just so
shirt. Jesus.
fucking disappointed in all of you.
Hey, I don't have control this time. It's not
What did I
me.
do?
It's tiny hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's
she's
me.
just
I'm trying to
purposely
give you
muting
name
you.
ideas.
Why don't you just take a drink? Hey, quit
You do
drinking
have a
water.
mouth.
You need a shot.
Am I unmuted? Am I unfucking
Checking
muted?
guns
Gary,
tonight?
Just look.
Gary, what
You
did you
can
want?
tell by looking at the screen if you're muted.
Parks is muted.
Oh, damn.
Oh no, he's just not talking after that.
I'm sorry. I can talk.
You can mute him.
Yeah, hit me with a mute, just so I know what it feels like.
You gotta talk though. You gotta talk.
Yeah, you gotta be
Fucking
talking.
hardcore, bro.
Write on your notepad. Write messages on your notepad for us.
Yeah, he's got the trump card to that.
Yeah.
Now I have to turn his camera off.
he's got the huge hugger attachment for that, which is just writing on his notepad. Really,
I was
big.
really excited to hear this pitch for a reality show, but I only have
Oh, it's
followers
blurred.
around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
what
lighting
happened to
guy
reality-
doesn't want his room to be in focus, so he
What
puts
happened to
background
your
blur on
reality
it.
show, Reese? You didn't get very far.
Am I
He
muted?
pitched
Or?
it. It's awful.
I'm muted. That's the shirt you need, Am I muted?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I'd buy that. I'd buy that. It would
That's
work
the
in
shirt.
Zoom meetings. I'd be like in work meetings, like, am I muted?
I
No,
like it.
Hydra
I
will
do.
not launch bots any higher because we're
Call
not
that
going
your
to change
robot.
it.
Am I muted?
Am I muted? That's the
Yeah.
bot. You're right, Tom. That's the bot name.
Or how about mute this? Mute this?
I don't hate it.
You can't
Right?
have mutes. That was a famous UK bot. Mute's already been taken in the UK.
I'm not sure what Death Roll was rolling for weight there.
It would be in kilos.
They might have been a little light.
How much do they weigh in meters?
I would hope not 30 pounds light though.
How many centimeters are we talking here?
He's got
There
a
you go.
shirt already.
$38 for that shirt.
39.
Inflation.
I've got
38.90.
some great custom shirts that are around that price range for images that I choose. Like, why would I pick someone's like pre-selected? They're good shirts. I'm gonna wear them next Battle Bots.
Oh, there's a bot named Unmuted. Just straight up one word. Done.
Three syllables. 3 syllables is good. It's just you got to get a toy. You got to be 3 syllables, except for Rusty. That's
Dude,
it.
Rusty.
That's why I think it should
Rusty.
be cute. That's why I think it shouldn't be like something like intimidating. It should be something like unassuming.
Like Echo, dude.
Cupcake.
Pencil dick. Pencil dick.
I like Fluffy.
You hear that a lot, don't you? Yep, it's muted again.
He just started chanting.
Stop.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's all
Yeah,
I can say.
immediately we're on the hot button. We're just throwing it every chance we get.
Here, we'll do it for everyone. Hold on, 1 second.
Nice.
Well, now what are you gonna do?
We'll give everyone a taste.
A sample.
Yeah, joke's on you. We mute
Sample
all the
fire.
time. Ooh, piss Jake up. But yeah, it should be something small and cute.
Milky.
Yes, Fluffy was already taken in the UK as well.
There's
Fluffy's
no
already
way cat milk's taken.
What is that? What is that? Oh my god. His name is Milky.
Yeah,
His
No.
name was Milky.
me, myself, and Irene.
Yeah. That's the movie I was talking about.
Or
I don't like
Casper.
meaty, actually.
Am I unmuted? Am I me?
Meat pie.
Shut up, Jake.
Meat pie, egg bake.
Oh, let's go over this week's sponsors while we're at it. We got
Okay.
Max Amps. Max Amps is the best batteries we can source out there. We can't we don't build bots without them anymore. So we need to get them. Of course, we have the Udder Gun. Well, name kind of says itself. It cleans cows' teats.
It cleans the nipples when you don't want to.
When you don't want to? Why would you want to?
You do
You want your
to.
milk clean, don't you?
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
you have to. You have to, but you don't want to. You know? You know?
Great.
Yes, Busy. We do know when we're muted. Well, at least one of us does not know. The rest of us do know when we're muted. But then again, we don't have to get muted because we don't talk shit the whole time. Tom's just always on mute the whole chat. So,
Has anyone got any guns?
See, that was super unorganic, man. You can't do that like that. Come on.
Also,
Says
hold
you,
on. We
2
didn't finish
streams
our
ago you said, "Hey
sponsors
Tom,
here.
you got everything," and then you
we
threw
got
me
the
to the
Church
wolves.
of Jesus Christ and
So what do you
Latter-day
got?
Saints.
What do you got then, Tom?
What have I got? This is you're either gonna be really impressed with this or be really disappointed.
Okay.
I've got a bottle opener in the shape of badly painted tits. Here you go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I can appreciate that.
Yay.
It used to make sound, but the battery doesn't work anymore.
What? Okay, no, I'm not gonna ask what that. Never mind. Never mind. Disregard.
What sound would it make?
Yeah, what?
I
kind
don't
of
know.
sound?
I honestly don't know. You can put whatever sound to it you want, but I don't know. I need to change the battery.
Parks
You
has
know
a cleaning solution of some kind.
Oh,
Yeah, 91% isopropyl alcohol
In
spray.
a spray bottle?
Oh,
Yeah.
In a spray?
91%.
I'd huff that. There you go.
We don't
Okay,
have a good
so-
gun for it.
In
Oh,
lieu
okay.
of Mother's Day here, so happy Mother's Day to all those
Mother's Day.
expecting
Get
and everybody
your
else out there.
fucking asses out there to the
I
greenhouse
bring
and get
out-
some flowers for your mother.
The nice wife's what is this?
Reese, you got to do a Mother's Day sale.
Forget what the color of this is.
It's an all-time sale.
It's teal.
It's teal, but they have a special name for it.
Lime?
Like no.
Aqua.
No. Tiffany blue.
It's Tiffany blue.
Yes.
It's the Tiffany blue.
It's Tiffany blue.
I don't know. It looks more like a mint.
It's the Tiffany blue.
Yeah, mint.
It's the Tiffany blue.
No, Tiffany blue. Yeah.
Yeah, how come nobody ever brought an Udder Gun on here for gun check?
Yeah,
Well,
horrible.
you never gave us one.
Horrible, Reese.
You don't have one.
Somebody does.
Does anybody have an
There's
Udder
3
gun?
people on this stream who could have one.
I just have a sword today.
Well,
It's a foam sword.
Nice.
You ever
This
had a
is what
man
Griffey
land
was-
on their pinky toe?
This is what Griffey was chasing me around the house with
Not
today
fun.
when he was
I got
over.
one, I got one.
What do you have? Ah. We're getting our gun check ready. Hold on. We're getting more and more creative.
aren't you in charge of changing the screens to go big screen? What? You're not doing your job here.
We're
Come
new
on.
with this. Leave us alone.
I'm out now, so I can. Not to mention Reese's OnlyFans that are apparently on the screen. Who wants to see Reese's pieces?
No
You
one.
want to see some
Yeah.
pieces of Reese?
The Theragun.
Oh shit!
Ah.
Trevor brought out the masturbating.
Oh, you just
Only got
in there.
half the word out. Good.
It's for sore muscles, etc.
Oh,
Yeah,
I bet.
sure,
I bet
yeah,
it is.
yeah,
Yup,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it's for.
We are.
I'm sure Parks has an industrial size one
We're
of that thing.
deteriorating quickly. This is
Look us in the eye and tell us that hasn't been elsewhere.
Trev started
We've been
it.
Trevor,
elsewhere.
I can't believe you brought that out here without some
Listen,
Clorox.
all I'm saying is, why would we use this for nefarious things, considering
You have other things.
Well, not that one. You bought 2 of
Because
them.
sometimes the moment strikes, and you just
Oh, Parks has got one
What
as
do
well.
you-
Theragun. Theragun.
He's probably got the real one.
Probably.
There-
Ours is
there's a
Amazon.
real one?
No, what is his brand? Rusi, but read that. I can't-
Oh,
so
ours
he's
is
got
like
an
Rusi
Amazon.
Batata.
Oh, ours is
Rusi
also not
Batata.
real Theragun.
Yeah, Rusi Patata.
Yeah, we're not made of money.
Rusi patata.
Rusi Patata.
Like an old country.
Exactly.
Uski potato? Uski potato.
But yeah, that's it. Oh, wait, we have another one. In terms of like back saving products, we've got our massage cane. Give a little hook.
What?
Dig in.
Wow, you guys must get really tense down there in Atlanta.
Is kinky.
It's literally like we sit in our office chairs all day, and it's.
Do you? Is that thing that you hang from? You hook it and hang.
Ooh.
No. You just like hook it in your back and like.
You can get an anal hook as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
We had a friend have one of these.
We're getting kind of human centipede here.
We had a friend that had one of these, and our friend was like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you how to use it." And I was like, in a spot that hurt really bad, and he was just like, "Yeah, you got it." And then he came up and like wiggled it himself really hard, and I was like,
"Oh no,
I died."
Raven, don't start with that.
Where'd you get it from, Tiny?
Your massage guns have made the Discord already.
For 27-year-olds.
You kidding, right?
No, I'm not kidding.
Oh
yeah, that is kind of ridiculously fast, honestly.
It's just a shot of Trevor holding up his massage gun.
Wow, you guys! Hey, credit to the chat. This goes out to you.
Hey, do you guys want to see my massage gun?
No.
Yeah, I want to feel it.
We're gonna remove you. We have the power now.
That's
you gotta be nice to us.
Yeah. Can you boot me so I can leave?
Yeah, we can leave.
We could call it a show.
Let's do that.
Oh my god!
Did you
You jerks! What the hell are you doing? Oops, I hit the. That's not the mute button.
Now you know how it feels. You.
Wait, am I still muted? No, joking.
You should have seen her face when you disappeared.
Don't do it.
Oh, I did. I'm still in the stream. I can still see it.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm just not on screen.
So he calls his brother a son of a bitch the day before Mother's Day.
Mm.
Thought your one through.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Let's do this last question right here, and then we'll probably call it quits. Okay.
Yeah, we should
What?
call it quits. Yeah.
What is the
guys? I just
question
got
of
a
Hydra's
going.
idiot? Hydra's future.
just leave Reese
Hydra's
on his
future
own.
is
Muted again. What the fuck is this fucking bullshit?
if they have a super quick turnaround, and we feel the itch that we need to go back to bots, then Hydra will probably be back. Okay. But if we actually get time before the next season, it would be nice to bring something else. I would like to get rid of it because I don't like playing the ground games. I mean, we're really, really good at it, but it really sucks to have to play it. So yeah.
I'd love to see. So the flipper is like very off meta. It's not a competitive design. I would like to see you guys use the Hydra, hydraulic system and do a hammer. Because I think
that's less competitive. What are you talking about?
Well, I know that's what I'm saying. Is you took a non-competitive design and made it competitive.
No, well,
no, shaking his head.
A hammer inherently is just worse.
Yeah.
There's Rusty.
This is for Speedy. There's Rusty.
Is this Rusty at a swap meet?
I don't know where it is.
Oh, you didn't have to bring the old Rusty out again because you can get the new one working
Rusty
again.
or old Rusty? I can't tell the difference.
That's the old Rusty. That's old Rusty.
That's the old one.
Rusty.
Oh yeah. I'm scared for the next match. Whiplash is a pretty durable bot, so even if I do get flips in on him, and last year, or the year before, I don't remember which year it was. I did get underneath him about half the time, but my flips are only about 2 feet tall. So this season, hopefully with Hydra working a lot better, we'll get a little bit more airtime and actually do some damage to him.
So what's your run to the nuts of opponents that you have to get through or most likely get through? So Whiplash is next. Then who's next?
Oh, we can't go into that because...
Well, we can go through the possibilities.
I think.
I mean,
who
would we want to see? Oh man,
I don't know if you want to face Sawblaze again. That's
no. It's hard to beat a bot twice.
It's possible that he changed his stuff, and that's why he could beat Blip as handily as he did. But maybe it's
he
the same old, same
did
old.
say he had his sharpest points on.
He did that for me too. He just changed something.
He was chipping paint up, dude.
I would like a Minotaur rematch. That would be nice.
Yeah.
You can get around to that.
Oh yeah, Fusion's out. Hey,
you'll have to face either Ripper or Black Dragon.
Could have met in the semis.
Well, Black Dragon is beatable. I mean, I beat both of them before, so yeah.
So that'd be next on your run if you get past Whiplash.
And then you get to the finals.
Probably going to be Minotaur, if I was going to guess. From an outside perspective, I would guess you face Minotaur again. Out of everyone on that side of the bracket.
Who on the other side of the bracket is going to win?
It's such a good bracket. It is
for
a good bracket.
Parks or Tom, since you obviously don't know the outcome.
Yeah, we need to talk. Sure. Yes, we need to use these
who are you thinking is going to make the finals from the other side of the bracket?
Huge.
Like legitly, who's looking really good right now?
I think Huge, and
Huge and Riptide probably.
It is looking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Witch Doctor you can't count out either.
I just don't see, but for Witch Doctor, I think Witch Doctor is going to beat Lockjaw pretty easily.
Yeah, possibly. Disappointingly, yeah.
I forget who Huge is fighting next. What is it, Mad Catter? I don't see that going.
Mad Catter.
Yeah,
then Huge has to probably fight Witch Doctor if we're assuming Witch Doctor beats Lockjaw.
Yeah.
I mean, like theoretically, right? Huge was designed to beat those sort of robots, even though they've never really fought very many of them.
Top of the bracket on the right side, it'll probably be Riptide facing either Copperhead or Endgame. So either Endgame or Riptide for the top half of that side of the bracket.
So Flippies. Flippies.
Why is Reese not here?
I don't know. Why?
So,
instead of muted, they just kicked him completely.
I've been speaking for 5 fucking minutes.
We didn't take you out, Reese.
Okay, everybody, just give me the floor for a second. Reese, I'm going to pitch this to you right here. Everybody thinks we talk all the time, but we don't. I think what we should do going forward, and we should talk about this, is we should have this show and end at about 2 hours, and then we should do Reese After Dark. And we should do that on your YouTube channel.
I'd be fine with that.
You can just go crazy.
It'll get banned after one episode. It's done.
I suspect it'd probably get banned.
I'll put it on Rumble. Then I'll put it on Rumble.
He's really been holding back.
If it gets I'll put it on
you
Rumble.
Have
Reese.
no idea what I say when I'm muted.
Reese,
I think that's true.
If YouTube kicks you off, I'll put it on Rumble, and if Rumble kicks you off, I will host it myself.
All right, pay to play, $5.
30 people.
Hey, hold on a second. Nobody's paid me to drink at all in the last 2 episodes.
Where's that?
Yeah.
I'm drunk already. Are you kidding me? I'm from Wisconsin.
So, Jake, why Hydra sometimes has these problems with low flips?
Well, that was last season.
Right.
Problems, right? The low flips there was the seal in the cylinder. It was letting fluid like around it. So when it was extending, part of the fluid was going around the cylinder and just not working properly. So that's pretty much
that was one. It was probably a valve issue, and
somebody kicked me out of this fucking show. Who was it?
And then we added a larger air spring, also more volume.
Internet's ass.
Mm-hmm.
It was you.
No, I barely touch anything ever.
Trevor?
I was gone for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was gone for the last 3 minutes.
I was hearing you the whole time.
No, I don't know why.
He looks like a hacker.
Well, why would someone remove him from the stream like this?
I was sitting here talking. I'm like, oh, well, this happened. And then I'm like, nobody's responding. This is weird. And then Dick says, hey, where the fuck's Reese?
One of these times I'll just send a signal out to all of you, and we'll just be like this, and everybody's just gonna go silent when Reese talks. We're just gonna do it one time. Just nobody responds to him. He's not muted, but nobody's responding.
Or we'll play like we're muted.
Right. Okay. Is that enough?
Yeah,
are you guys fans? Are you happy with that?
Prediction on Final Four: Minotaur, Hydra, Endgame, and Huge. Parks, what's your prediction for Final Four?
I'm just gonna be arbitrary, but
Shatter's gonna go the distance, man.
Yep. Shatter and Fusion.
Yeah.
Rusty for the win. Come on, guys.
It's Rusty with a chair.
There was a joke that BattleBots announced that the winner of this year's championship would be going to Destructathon, and they also announced that same day that Banshee was going. So everyone was like, Banshee, come from behind?
Dude, that'd be great.
Come from out of the tournament and take it.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Oh, that's a good point. Can Jake be bothered to go to Destructathon if he wins the giant nut?
I went to
Will any endgame
Destructathon.
guys be
I was the
bothered?
first.
Go.
Absolutely.
Did you?
I was there before it was a thing.
Whoa.
And
This
by-
is a little weird.
We went
After
on the
Parks just
official
said
opener.
that. What is going on here?
Who will be the face of Hydra next season? Whoever buys Hydra.
This
Well,
joke here-
Well, no.
They go
I mean,
hard.
that's
So
simple.
what I'm
If you
hearing-
want to be
what
the
I'm
face,
hearing,
I can let you in on.
we should still have Hydra, but me doing the interviews. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. This joke right here is why Bite Force will never be back.
Because he never dies.
Because if
There's
he,
there's no further up.
yeah,
There's no up. Other than
You can only
Golden
go
Bolt,
down.
he
Yeah.
could go Golden Bolt. That's
win
the
the
other
nut and the
thing,
bolt.
that's like new thing. I hate the Golden Bolt. I hate the Golden
Visually?
Bolt.
The tournament or like the prize?
From a competitor's perspective,
Concept.
it's really weird. Like
It's
you win the giant nut, that's supposed to be the thing, right? That's like
Mhm.
the thing. And
Yeah.
the thing
it's
became
supposed to be the high prize in
Right.
all the land.
it was the last fight of the entire filming session was the nut. And now they're filming the second thing after the nut every year. And that makes it weird. Like the wind is totally taken out of your sails. You
Yeah.
have to be like, we make jokes. Oh, Paulie was prepping bots before the nut final. Like he was prepping bots more than the one that he needed to win the final. That's true now. Like you have to go from nut to Golden Bolt if you win and you aren't already in the Golden Bolt. That's a weird
And
dynamic. You're
Not many people have 3 bots to prep.
it's
Well,
quite literally
There's a
goalpost
lot of-
moving.
there's a bunch of issues. I mean, it
It's
causes
really
us to be
weird.
there longer when they're filming basically 2 shows, right?
3 if you count the bounty situation. So I just
And-
thought about this. I was like, it's 2. It's bounties, which
And-
they marketed as another show, Golden Bolt, and the main tournament. That's
Once
a
you
lot of
get-
shit.
Once you get past the 16, you can't get in those tournaments
Mhm.
unless you win it all. So there's a lot of people left out, a lot of good bots.
It's just weird. It's just weird that the Golden Bolt, like last year, I remember very specifically. I can talk
Well,
about this. last year.
And the
And
Golden
Golden
Bolt
Bolt
had a higher
we were so
prize
excited.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Golden Bolt should almost be like.
What's with that? Why would the Golden Bolt? It's literally the people who didn't make it into the giant nut. Why would that have a higher
Previous
prize?
it's
Well,
previous.
and it's generally
Yeah.
worse bots too, because it's all the people who lost early in the tournament that get into the squib tournaments, and then it's just the best of the worst at that point. You don't get the top 16 bots.
The
in there
reason
anymore.
for the here you go. The reason for the prize is because it is goalpost extending, and because they want you to keep fighting after you've already lost a nut.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good for people to get some more matches if if you are out of the bracket.
Now,
As a
Shredder
viewer,
Bros,
I
time to
enjoy
shine.
it. I mean, last year that's Deep Six had a lot of really cool fights. I understand as a competitor it's stupid, but whatever. I mean,
It it kind of waters down the meeting of the whole giant nut in the main bracket a little bit.
you know,
when you're there, especially, I think when they're framing it as separate television shows, it doesn't do that as much. Like from just an audience perspective of like, this person won the giant nut. That's great. When you're there, it's like, hey, I'm staring down the barrel of another 4 fights.
Right.
Like that's not mentally. That's like tough. That's gotta be tough.
Can you pull up the Anthony question there, the Golden Bolt one? To get into the Golden Bolt, you have to do the mini kind of tournaments. They were the bounty hunter tournaments, and now they're just like straight tournaments now of, what is it, 8 bots? So they get 3 fights. You win that in the mini tournament, and then you get into the Golden Bolt tournament. So right now, we don't know. Nobody knows who's in those tournaments to get into the Golden Bolt.
But so you still have the bounty heads too, though.
No, not anymore. Nope.
They got rid of that.
There is no bounty heads. They're done with that. There's just the little mini tournaments now. Before you had to win the mini tournament and then beat the end guy. Now you don't have the end guy anymore.
With former nut winners, and this season's nut.
Everybody in the Golden Bolt either won a nut or won one of the little mini tournaments to get into it. But in general, they're only in the mini tournaments because they didn't do jack in the main tournament.
What kind of tournament would you prefer to see if not the Golden Bolt? If there had to be a separate tournament or separate show?
Well, eventually nobody's going to get into the Golden Bolt except for Golden Bolt winners, the giant front winners.
Double limb bracket?
Yeah, straight double limb is the way to go. Now, it makes for a lot longer days and a lot more fights generally if you lose right away, because you have to battle back and do all the way back up. But you generally find the actual best bot.
And get rid of the fight nights.
Right.
No regular seasons,
but BattleBots will not do that because they have zero control then of how the fights match up. And that's what they want. That's why they have 4 fight night rounds. So they can pick 4 fights at least. Then they have the tournament that they can change their listings of where everybody's seated, and they still get to pick the matchups.
The first round.
The first round of the matchups, exactly.
Yeah.
So your show is live, and there's real battles, but it is curated perfectly to whatever they like. The matchups, whatever. If they don't want you in the tournament,
who the fuck muted me now?
They could easily make it so that you're up against your kryptonites every time, and you don't get any wins.
Reese, you were making all this noise with the bottle. All right, sorry.
Reese, I would never mute you.
Tiny Hands pulled the pin.
Oh, yeah,
She's
we're
got
doing
the
it.
ability to mute you.
Yep, we're out. So we'll leave you with this.
Like and subscribe if you want me to mute Reese 6 times more.
Also that too. Where do we go from here? How are we going to do in the tournament this year? Do we make it to the final nut? We only got 3 weeks left. So
2.
Two.
What? 2? Really?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's next week and then the round and finals. Okay, so only 2 weeks
Quarters,
left.
semifinals.
So you'll have to see us at least 2 more times. So, I mean, you get to
And
look forward
whatever
to that. at
grudge
least.
matches they might have that they want to throw in there.
And stick around for the final because Dick changed our end video a little bit, and I think you might like.
Oh,
you might like it a little bit.
hang on. I gotta find that one then.
Well, I'll keep talking here, giving my thanks.
Okay.
I want to thank Parks and Tom for showing up and being their usual quiet selves because they just.
I also want to thank everyone who commented on the last couple hype videos. There was a lot of people who really liked the edits, and that's Rachel and I put those together. So it was really nice to see that.
Pat
So
yourself on the back. Here's a putty clap for you.
And I'd like to thank every horn that just tooted themselves right there.
I was getting around to that, Trevor. Right?
Stop looking at me and get a bed.
That was on my checklist of thank yous, but okay.
No, okay, let's go back. Jake, how
No,
did
hell no. We'll watch our finals and we'll say good night, folks. We'll see you.
Got it.
Good night.
Choppy.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
Do you even know what you just said? Oh, great Odin's Raven.
What you doing in our pit?
We still live?
Get out of here.
Can they hear me? Am I muted?
Yes.
You're live. You make it.